Not sure how many people we got in the audience or not, but good to have you up here tonight, Raphael.
Great to be here. Sitting in for Mike Slipwell. I believe he's in Milan, Italy right now, if I'm not mistaken. He's on assignment.
Big figure skating fan. Anyway, they're trying to get something going here. We might be able to get possibly on YouTube, or they're working on a few different things here. That doesn't take away from two really good hockey teams here tonight. Tell you what, Raphael, I mean, it's a weekend a lot of people have been waiting for. I know Weyburn might be technically third place, but arguably the two best teams in the SJHL.
Well, this is the big retribution game. Weyburn defeating the Bombers, the only loss on their road swing, and the Flin Flon Bombers looking for redemption here tonight at home.
All right, so the Flin Flon Bombers, the Weyburn Red Wings. The Weyburn Red Wings have beaten the Bombers 9 in the last 12 times that they've played, including both games here. The only team to beat Flin Flon in the entire month of January.
Yeah, the Bombers have been red hot in 2026, and the good guys look to keep that going against the Weyburn Red Wings tonight.
Alrighty, the Flin Flon Bombers, the Weyburn Red Wings ready to go to battle. One guy I'm really looking forward to watching play tonight, Raphael. Ryland Pierce, the former Bomber. He, of course, was with Flin Flon a couple years ago. Had the overtime winner against them in Weyburn a couple weeks back. He starts for the Wings tonight. You know he wants to have a really good, all the Wings want to have a good game in this building the next couple of nights, but he in particular might be extra jacked up.
Yeah, he'll have knowledge of these Whitney Forum boards and the lighting here on the keeping the back end clear of the Flin Flon Bombers. As Flin Flon, like we mentioned, looking to get some retribution off that defeat on their Southern Road Swing. Number 1 team in the SJHL, number 11 in the country.
Absolutely, the Weyburn Red Wings, like we said, trying to respond after a 2-0 setback against the Nipmuc Hawks on Wednesday. Played well, doubled the Hawks in shots, but Gage Roberts stole that one. Two really good goaltenders tonight. Of course, the college-bound Charlie Trick. He'll start for Flin Flon tonight. Outstanding numbers this year. 18-8-1. He's got 4 shutouts, which leads the league. Goals against a 2.14, a save percentage of .928. No slouch at the other end. The former Western Hockey Leaguer. That's Roca, Jeremy Roca. He's 5-4. Hasn't been here for a long time. Still finding his groove. But he's, of course, was a net for that big victory against the Bombers there a couple of weeks back. We are underway here. The Wings will keep the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Now it comes out. We got a wing down right off the hop. It's Moldy. It's going to be a penalty against the Bombers. Literally the first 30 seconds of the period here, Raphael, and this does not look good for Moldy. Did you see the hit?
I didn't. I think it was Ewan who caught him up here, and it is...
he's getting the penalty
he's
anyway.
in a lot of pain.
So Moldy is down. He's really slow to get to his feet. Ryland Pierce and a couple other Weyburn Red Wings have made their way over there, including Josh Sale. And the good news is that Moldy is, in fact, back up. And Weyburn will get a chance right off the power play here early, just 32 seconds into the game. And a great opportunity here for the Wings to take the lead, but if you're Cody Mates, you're probably really concerned. Moldy, one of their top-end guys.
Well, the referees are discussing is this 2 or this going to be 5?
Yeah, I didn't see the hit. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get, they probably won't have the replay on that, but trying to get everything hopefully restored for Flow TV here tonight.
It's going to be a cross-check. It's just a matter of they think they hit him from behind.
5-minute major penalty is up on the board. What a chance for these Weyburn Red Wings. Right off the hop, just 32 seconds in. The Weyburn power play, ranked 4th in the league, by the way, at 20.9%. The Bomber penalty kill very strong in 2nd overall, 85.6. When we talk about all the momentum Weyburn had coming in here tonight, they've won 9 of the last 12. They've won 4 of the last 5 games in this building. What a great opportunity for them right off the hop.
Mike Reagan not happy. He's really giving it to the Zebras here as the game really didn't have any flow or anything. We were just in the opening filling out portion, and now it's a 5-minute man advantage for the Red Wings.
Alrighty, we're just underway here in the opening period. A great chance for the Wings. A 5-minute major penalty against Rhett Ewan.
Mike Reagan's face is red as the Red Wings jersey.
Yes, he's not happy. Boy, we'll see what the Bombers can do here. They win the face-off. This is Reed Arbery. Knuckleball gets it down the ice. Here's a chance now for Miller picking it up. He'll walk in. That goes off a stick over top of the Weyburn net. Carmen, of course, a big part of that team that went to the SJHL Finals last year's got the puck. He'll drop that one back. The Wings will cycle it. This is Schmidt. Schmidt to center. Will skate the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. They'll dump it around the boards. Pierce tried to knock it down. There's Sale back to that. Tried to come back out front. That hit a leg. Wings stay on top of it. Push it to the blue line to Pierce. That's a ripper. That didn't miss by much. And a lot on that. Just missed over top of the right shoulder that time of Charlie Trett. Wings will hold it in along the blue line. They're on the power play like we mentioned. Pierce once again at the line. We'll send that back out front. Sale back to Pierce, the one-timer. Back down, then that one goes over top of the Bomber net. Bruce will get it for Flin Flon. Lost it back of the goal. Here's Yakubchuk. And down the ice it goes. 1 minute gone in the major penalty. 18 and a half to go here in the period. And a big chance for the Wings, like we said, to start the game here tonight on the power play. Martin takes the pass. Dumps that one in, comes right back in front of the Bomber net. Charlie Trett's got it. He'll make the save and hang on. Fans not happy about the call, and again, we didn't get a chance to see it from our vantage point, Raphael, but like you said, the referees did have a meeting about it.
Yeah, there was a cross-check. They think they hit him from behind. He went down in a heap for sure. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him, but he's seemingly still grimacing in pain on the Weyburn Red Wing bench.
Another Pierce will take the face-off here inside the Flin Flon zone as he lines up here against Stitton. Bombers have a lot of regulars in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, they got a virtual all-star team in scratches.
There's a chance in front, wide open in front. The Wings try to jam it in, left alone in front of the net that time was Pierce, and he got alone in front of the goal there. And boy, Trent played him perfectly. Trent, of course, we mentioned, has got the only SJHLer this year to have a Division I scholarship.
I want to know, when is he going to get a Flin Flon Bomber mask, though?
You know what? When you get, it's tough for goalies to switch stuff when you're used to having, like, a certain. Somebody else had commented about that as well.
They just got to get a new coating on there. He's still got the Humboldt Bronco mask showing off there.
So Callis Pierce will line up for the face-off once again against Miller. The puck will come outside the blue line. And this will force Martin back inside the Weyburn zone. 3.5 minutes remaining in the major penalty. Great chance for Weyburn to open up the scoring. They'll send that pass up the left side, picked up by Pierce, who had that great chance moments ago. He'll dump that in. Yakubchuk can't pick it up. Stitton can't as well. That's held in here by Weyburn. They'll push it back out front, but it goes through the legs that time. And Martin has to go back to get it on the wing side of center. Played that one back to Schrader. Looking for McIntyre, knocked away. Puck will go back down to Weyburn territory. Here comes the goaltender Roca, the former Swift Current Bronco, to race. So he's still got his Swift Current Bronco glove. So he doesn't want to part with that either.
Yeah, it's a lot of paraphernalia out there.
Carmen will drop that one back. This is Schmidt inside the Flin Flon zone. He takes a good body check, gets the puck in deep. Yakubchuk got a stick on it, couldn't get it down cleanly. Pierce will hold it in. Swings that pass back out front off a stick. Yakubchuk in the corner. Schmidt on top of him. Puck pokes free back of the Bomber net. Picked up here by Bruce. And he'll get it the length of the ice. Roca will get a piece of it. Wings will go back to get it. Carmen, the big D-man, will pick it up. 2:25 remaining in the major penalty. Here comes Carmen. He'll skate with it to center ice. Didn't like how that was shaping up, so he'll drop it back. Sale will pick it up. He's inside the Flin Flon zone, lost his footing. Flin Flon tried to jump on the puck. The Wings have it, hit a leg, and picked up and fired off the boards and down the ice by Sykes. Took a real funny hop, came right back in front. Wings had to race back to get it. That's Pierce, the big D-man. Throws it in the corner. Picked up here by Doyle. A minute 53 to go in the major penalty. Here's Doyle. Swings the pass back to center ice. They're looking for McNichol. That got knocked away. Puck is sent in, but the Wings are offside. This is Mounier. Back down the ice it goes. Roca will stop it. Bird will pick it up back in the Weyburn net. Boy, great penalty killing by Flin Flon. They've only given up the one shot.
This is really impressive, but can they maintain it for another minute and a half?
We'll find out. McNichol will flip that puck in the Bomber zone. There's Miller after it. He'll hammer that off the boards back down the ice. Roca comes out. Plays it ahead. Puck at center ice. Grabbed here by Ulmer. He'll flip the puck back inside the Weyburn zone. Martin will race after this one. A minute 10 to go in the major penalty. Boy, what a great penalty kill by Flin Flon so far. Wings have the puck, though. They'll push it up the ice as they come scampering up the left side. In over the Bomber line. That was Pierce. He fell down. Puck knocked away from him. Martin will get on the wing side of center. He'll play that one back to Schrader. Schrader gives back to Martin. Martin at center, less than a minute to go. Here's Monroe, the former Mustang. He's better than a point per game since he's come over from Melfort. 20 points in 19 games. The Wings have been very happy with him. Flin Flon will get it back down the ice. 38 seconds remaining in the major penalty.
Yeah, the crowd will let us know when it's over if they kill this thing off.
Here's Martin to center ice. Once again, can't do much with it. Somebody broke a stick. That's Miller back that fanned on it. Bruce had it, pinned up along the boards that time by Sale. McIntyre in there tried to get the puck free as well. McIntyre tried to dig that puck free. Sale in there kicking away. The Wings trying to get something going. They'll get the puck to blue line. Oh, they won't. It gets away from Schrader. Comes out. He feeds it back to Martin inside his own zone. Martin feeds that back to Schrader. Schrader back to McIntyre at center. Across the line, that goes nowhere. Intercepted. That's it for the major penalty. Oh, what a penalty kill by the Bombers to start the game here tonight. Just the one shot. There's a turnover at the Weyburn line. L'Esperance can't hold it in. Puck is grabbed and the Wings are in business as they'll get it back across the Bomber line. Getting crossed up was Romilleri. He falls to the ice. Puck set back in Weyburn territory. Price on top of it. Lalimier took it from him. Good to see Nathan Lalimier back in the uniform. His first home game since October. Lalimier in the corner. He and Pierce are working at each other. Puck squirts free. L'Esperance will pinch in. Bounce it to the blue line. Knocked down. Here's Fashon. Lots of traffic out front. There's a chance. And Fashon got a piece of that one. Fashon will hold it in. Here's Ryder Muka. High slot. Shoots it. That got blocked. Burgess will pick it up for the Wings. Can he get it out? No, he can't, but it's picked up instead here by Pierce. Pierce to center. Will send it back in Flin Flon territory. Picked up back of the goal by Miskew. He gets rid of it. L'Esperance to center. Head man to Morozov. He's back in uniform tonight. Big body check there as Fashon steps into McNichol. Boy, the pace is just tremendous here in the early going. He definitely has a playoff feel for sure. Here's the pass to Muka. He gets rid of it. Puck knocked down here by Morozov. He takes a high stick, and Flin Flon is going to get a power play here. And we'll see what they can do. They do have the best power play in the SJHL. At 25.8% that last road trip, Raphael, 9 for 21, almost 50%.
Yeah, they went 4 for 10 in the game on that road swing, and just think about what the Flin Flon Bombers are doing with the scratches going on here. Not in the lineup tonight for the Bombers. Ryder Knutson, Maverick Delisle, Sam Ward, Landon Alexander, Kyle Martin, and Joey Lee's all not in the lineup tonight, and that was a very impressive opening salvo there by the Bombers.
And Joey Lee's in particular, they missed, of course, for his offensive abilities, especially on the power play. 12 power play goals to lead the team this year.
Hat tricks aplenty.
Yes, but they still got Maverick Delisle. Of course, they're missing him as well. He's got 5 power play goals. But lots of guys. It's a deep team. Maybe the most balanced Flin Flon team we've seen here in a long, long while.
Definitely, all 4 lines they can definitely roll.
Face off inside the wing zone as Roca's yet to really been tested. Well, they don't have a shot on him. They do, I guess, but that was that long one. Shots are dead even at 1 apiece. The big story so far, the Bombers killing that 5-minute major penalty. Assessed to Rhett Ewan here early for the high hit. Here comes Martin. Back across the line, knocked away from him. Muka trying to hold it in. Good work by Muka in the corner. Ryder Muka. He had himself a good road trip as well. Had that 3-point game. That would have been the win against Melville. Flin Flon forced back to their own line. This is Leo Seitz to center. He'll dump it right back in. Martin can't pick it up. Puck is intercepted, sent around the boards. Wings get it out. Picked up here by Moldy. Good to see Moldy back on the ice. He gets tripped up here. He was a recipient of that big hit early in the game. Flin Flon trying to work it free. Minute 3 to go in the power play. Good penalty killing here by Weyburn early. Here's Reed Arbery. Oh, he tried to poke that through to Miller. He had a lane, but Carmen broke it up. Miller along the boards. Throws it back out front. Ulmer tried to get a piece of it. That's knocked away. Set back down the ice that time by Pierce. Here's Fashot. Quick pass to Ulmer. He's offside, blown down. And neither power play, Raphael, been able to get anything going at all. No offensive zone pressure by either one of these teams.
The Red Wings and the Bombers like glue. You rarely see a man-to-man defense in hockey here, but it looks like the Weyburn Red Wings are just attaching themselves to the Bombers and not letting them get any space.
Face-off will come outside the Weyburn blue line. McNichol will take the draw against Stitton. 45 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. Flin Flon Weyburn, the weekend that everybody has been waiting for, as that one sent back inside Flin Flon territory. Puck is picked up back of the Bomber net. They'll swing this ahead to Miller. Miller up the right side, tried to poke it free, intercepted. On the stick that time, a miscue. Sale picked it up. Wasn't sure if he had too many men on the ice. He kind of hesitated, but they did have the right amount out there. Here's Stitton. Lost a handle. Schmidt. He loses it as well. Ulmer feeds it ahead to Miller. And again, they're offside. Too bad as they had Stitton cutting in front of the net, but somebody jumped a little bit quickly. 13 seconds remaining in the power play. 11:17 to go in the period, Raphael. Both teams defensively have been very strong. Very strong, and just their skating is very impressive here. Usually the Bombers love the speed, but I think Weyburn's just as strong and just as fast as the Flin Flon Bombers on this ice surface, which is about the same size that you'll see in Italy, Rob. Yes, that's why I think Canada's got a really good chance to win. Now, Chris Morris, the ever pessimist, you know me, Raphael. Look at that haircut, though. I'm a glass half full guy, not a glass half empty. Doesn't think that Canada will win the gold medal in the Olympics in hockey. I beg to differ. He's been cheering for Swedish meatballs for years. Big hit along the boards. The penalty's over, so both teams are 0 for 1 in the power play here tonight. Big mash up inside the Weyburn zone, but you know what's interesting? You look at these two teams and the things that jump out, obviously good goaltending. Both teams can really fly, but I think when you're at the top, and the Melfort Mustangs have been the perfect ingredient for this. You want to be a top echelon team, you got to be a good away for the puck. We've seen that from both these teams. I mean, that 5-minute major penalty, Flin Flon gave up just the one shot, and Weyburn only gives up one shot for the best power play in the league. They're both good defensive hockey teams. There's the X's and O's and doing all the little things, but there's just that intangible of knowing how to win, and that's something Weyburn's been able to do this year. And of course, the last few years that have won in Flin Flon. You tell me any other team that's won 4 games this rink in a year. And they handed it to him during the playoffs last year. Yeah, they did. Flin Flon didn't catch on until it was too late in game number 3. But there's a puck loose, and Roca struggled to cover it up. I'm looking forward to these two teams that seem to be on a collision course, but you and I well know, Raphael, we got the Yorkton Terriers in the mix. Nipawin's good. How about the Battleford Stars? A number of teams with a really good opportunity. And outside looking in, I mean, Melfort gets hot. They're going to be right there, and no one wants to play them in the playoffs in the first round, I don't think. No, they losing in Laurent the other night. That was, you were big on Melfort making the playoffs, and then I saw that Laurent score, but they've got a lot of hockey yet to play, so who knows. Lucas Schmidt to take the face-off here against Westbrook, deep inside Weyburn territory, just scoreless in the opening period. There's Sale. Off the draw, he'll put that back of the net. Schrader, the big D-man for Weyburn, takes a look. He'll skate with it, moved it ahead. Wings have that great transition game, have the puck already inside the Flin Flon zone. Sale, though, can't knock it down. Puck flip back in Weyburn territory. Martin will go back to get it. Here comes Martin. Up the right side to Schmidt. Flin Flon try to get back on top of it. They do. Ulmer will flip that puck back in. Ulmer out of Regina. Probably watched a few games in Weyburn growing up, I'm sure. He's had himself a great season. Here's Sale trying to get free. He has Burgess with him. Burgess will bring the puck in back of the Bomber net. Burgess lost the handle. Ryder Muke up the boards. Can't poke it free. Good job by Pierce to keep it in. Pierce with the steal. Throws it out front. Sale can't get a stick on it. Good defensive play there again. Ryder Muke looking a little tired here. He needs to get off for a change. You know he wants to get off, but they have to wait till they get the puck outside the zone. Good forecheck here by the Wings. Yakubchuk will flip that. Up the boards this time for Muka. He lifts it ahead, and here's a chance now for Seitz. One-on-one against Pierce. Seitz to the middle of the ice. Stops. Pierce blocked that one. Good defensive play. Then the loose puck is picked up in the corner here by DK. DK dropped that one back, looking for the return pass. Intercepted by Miller. He'll flip it right back in. Here's Pierce. Up the middle. He had McIntyre open, but he couldn't hit him. Icing against the Wings. 9:13 to go. Problems with Flow TV tonight, Raphael, but give the audio team a lot of credit. They've got us on YouTube.
Yeah, wherever you are enjoying the action here between the Bombers and the Red Wings, hopefully you've been able to follow whatever platform it's on and talk about a defensive struggle. 2-1 in terms of shots early. No one's even getting to Trenton Roca just yet. Everything has just been so tight and so compact, and everybody's been so defensively sound. No turnovers even.
No, I mean, it's definitely playoff hockey, Raphael, when you have less and less good opportunities. And like we said, it's almost a collision course for these two teams to meet at some point. And again, Weyburn, they're probably going to use, I'm sure that they're looking at some of the tape from last year. A lot of the same players on both these teams. What do we do so well in the Whitney Forum that allowed us to win 4 games here last year?
And they won last week, so they can use that tape as well. And the Bombers know there's just going to be a little more motivation. You know, it's tough to get up for some teams. Boy, were they motivated last week or a couple of weeks back against Estevan. Definitely motivated on that Southern Road swing. And here with that loss that they suffered at the hands of Weyburn, you're really seeing a little extra intensity for February.
Well, and you know, and Weyburn has been kind of the Bombers' kryptonite. I mean, this is such a big weekend. I mean, you take a look at the standings. I mean, not only does Weyburn want to catch Flin Flon, but they got to stay ahead of Yorkton and Nipawin. They're both only 1 point behind them.
And it's going to be always intense to see tomorrow night what spills over to what happens here tonight.
We'll see. It's going to be a great weekend for sure. The shots are 2-1 Flin Flon, 9:13 to go. Scoreless opening period. Morozov, Miller, and Martin is the forward group for Flin Flon. They've got Miskew getting some time tonight, and Fashon, who gets the puck off the draw. Morozov to the corner to Miller. Miller leaves it there. Fashon trying to jump up in the play, knocked away. Held in, though, by Martin. A backhander on target. There's a save by Roca. And he'll reach out and grab the rebound. Morozov out front. He got popped. He didn't like that. And he's getting into it here with Carmen. But you know what? With how good these goalies are and how good these systems are, it might be a puck that has to redirect off somebody to go in.
I think it's going to be greasy. I think it's going to be a strange rebound. I think it's going to be something that bounces off a glove or a blocker. You got to be Johnny on the spot. I think a quick release and no dipsy doodling, no deking going on. Put everything on net on a night like tonight.
Absolutely.
And Bombers, haven't lost in regulation since before Christmas?
Yeah, in Battleford, December the 12th, I think would have been the last game. Been on quite the run. And you know, you think about it, Raphael, you take away those 6 games they lost in a row back in October there, they've got like 3 losses the rest of the year.
Yeah, they took a little bit for everything to gel, but
boy, did they have... a good rebound, Morozov! And the Bombers will strike first tonight. Morozov, Johnny on the spot. And the Flin Flon Bombers will get Detroit jumping right there. Big rebound kick right out front. Morozov, the Swede hands like a surgeon, Raphael. He's not going to miss from there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it'd be an errant rebound, something along the ice, something a little greasy, something to pounce on. Morozov with a quick release, show it off the great hands of the Bombers. Take over with a 1-0 lead over Weyburn.
So Flin Flon on their 5th shot of the period will get the goal. Morozov 7th of the year. Flin Flon comes flying right back down the ice. Wings will try to get the puck out. They do. They send that up the left side. That's picked up here. Throw it back out front for McNichol. Broke it up that time by Stitton. Martin tried to hold it in. Knocked away from him. Comes back to center ice. And knocked down by Schrader. Schrader sends it in. Fashon's got it. Feeds that back to Miskew. Look out. Where's that puck going? What's flipped up to center ice? There's Lalamier. He'll tap it in. Knocked away by the Wings back to center. Schrader tried to catch up with that. They've got a couple of them on the ice here. One forward, one's a forward, one's a D-man. Bombers dump it back in. Schrader, the D-man, will throw it in the corner this time for Martin. Martin has it for the Wings. We'll get the official from Raphael, our next stoppage of play. We do know that it's Morozov's 7th of the year. We'll get assists for you as well. Big body check there. Leo Seitz stepping into his guy at the Flin Flon bench as he gets into it with Keller. Meanwhile, the Bombers dump it back in. McIntyre. Play that ahead to Pierce. Pierce up the right side will jump at the play. Offside again. We've seen a lot of offsides in this game.
Yeah, because everything's just been so tight. They're trying to go for a little home run shot here from both teams. Morozov scoring at 12 minutes. It's going to be Jared Miskew and Xavier Fauchon getting the assists.
7:50 to go. In the opening period, Flin Flon once again in front 1-0. DK set for the face-off against Seitz. Been a very good, entertaining period. We've seen the two penalty-killing units rise to the occasion. Again, huge for Flin Flon.
Seitz kicked out of the face-off.
That 5-minute major right off the hop against Ewan.
And that kind of throws off the whole flow, trying to get, roll your lines and everything.
Absolutely. Here's Breho to center for Flin Flon. He'll dump that one in. Carmen back to get it. Fanned on it in the corner. Got some help from Pierce. He goes, got another Weyburn Red Wing down here. Another hit him behind the play. Carmen slow to get up. Meanwhile, the Wings bring it in. DK looking for the pass out front. And he gets a piece, but it might have went off the glove that time of Tritt. Carmen shaken up as well, Raphael, and he's having a real tough time. He barely made it over the boards.
Yeah, he went off under his own power, but just barely. He was down behind the Weyburn net for a good minute, and now he's doubled over in discomfort.
Cody Mapes having a conversation with the official here. I didn't see what happened behind the net. We're following the play up the ice, but Carmen's shaken up, but hopefully he'll be okay. Schmidt will get set for the face-off here. Inside the Flin Flon zone, he'll line up against Wyatt Stinton. 7:24 to go. Weyburn just a one shot on net. Back to Bird. That got blocked. Bird gets it again. Walks in, shoots it. That one goes wide. Puck will hit the boards and come down the ice. And Doyle, the D-man, will race back to get it with Stinton on top of him. He ripped that around the boards, got it out. Moldy will poke it back at Flin Flon territory. There's Arbery with Sale on top of him. Schmidt to the corner, throws it out front, turned over to Arbery. The Bombers will have two away. Here's Reed Arbery. Taken out perfectly that time by Bird. The Bombers will dump it in. Schmidt will grab the puck from his goaltender. He'll hang on to it back of that, gets rid of it. Bird fanned on it. Les Bronx throws the body on him, but the puck comes out. Puck is bouncing. Flin Flon can't grab it. Bird has it. Played that one ahead. Redirected off Moldy and Mounier over the glass out of play. 6:38 to go in this opening period. Once again, it is a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Morozov, another one of those guys, Raphael, they've been able to bring in this year. Has found himself a spot here and has scored some timely goals, including a big one here tonight.
Yeah, Morozov with great puck sense. He always tends to be where the action is, and it really benefited him there to score the Bomber goal.
They'll line up at center ice. It's Les Bronx taking the draw here against Pierce. Pierce has had the only really good chance for Weyburn in this game. Gets it back to Burgess. He's across the line. There's Monroe. Falls to the ice. Pierce will pick it up. Monroe after it again. Pierce has it in the corner. Back off front. Nice pass. Backdoor. Martin, a good right pad saved by Tritt. Rebound cleared back to center ice. Great chance there by the Wings to try and tie things up. Monroe, like we said, better than a point per game since he's coming over from Melfort. Of course, has that championship pedigree. Part of that big Melfort winning club last year. Here's L'Esperance to center. L'Esperance. Nice move. L'Esperance hangs on. Can he finish up? Oh, got away from it the last second. And he's hit hard in the boards. Puck to blue line. The shot walked in. Big save. As the Weyburn netminder Roca comes out to challenge. Miskew dropped it back to Fauchon. Quick pass here to Muka. He'll flip it back across the Weyburn line. Carmen breaks it up, but he can't get it out. He'll get some help, though. Wings do work it free. This is Keller. Keller up the boards. Muscled off the puck. Puck will come to the blue line. Knocked down here by Schrader. Nobody knows where the puck is. It's dug free this time by McNichol. McNichol has it. Walks it, shoots it, and a good save that time by Tritt. Off his right elbow. Flin Flon will play it ahead. They're looking for Morozov, the goal scorer. Can't knock it down. Pierce has it inside the Weyburn zone. Plays it back to Carmen. Good to see him back out there. Puck comes back to center. Knocked away by Martin. He'll throw it in deep. Schrader races back to get it back of the net. Around the boards it goes. Picked up this time by the Wings' McNichol. And they'll blow that play down with less than 5 minutes to go in this opening period. A good one here tonight. Shot 6-3 Flin Flon, but they got the important stat, the one goal here by Morozov and a big rebound.
You notice that, especially in the open period, kind of things happen in waves where teams get bullets of momentum. They have it in their end, they'll have it in their end. This has just been so tense that it's all been balled up in the middle. No team's really gotten the full advantage to take care of their own momentum.
And you haven't seen a lot of offensive zone time by either team.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's all been in the neutral zone, all cluttered together.
Look out, Yakimchuk will break that stick in half. He'll go up for a new piece of lumber, and the Wings get 3 away. Led here by McIntyre. McIntyre throws it back out front for Doyle. Puck is bouncing. Flin Flon will get it back. Try to clear it out. Leo Seitz. Big body check there as he sends Doyle to the ice. Look out, they come at each other and whack away. Now we got another one of the Wings, Romaleri getting knocked down. The fans like that. It's intense. Like we said, I think both these teams have had the other team penciled on the bingo card here for some time, especially in this rink. There's Schmidt back for the Wings. Schmidt had a guy on top of him, gets rid of it in the corner. Puck is picked up here and sent back to Schmidt at center. Grabbing it from him was Sale. Sale will get the puck in deep. Sale throws it back out front. Morozov can't get a stick on it. Knocked down by Schmidt. Fired on target. Trick there. He'll make the save and hang on. 3:57 to go in the period. Wings starting to get a few more chances now. They're kind of back on their heels there for a while, but now starting to get some opportunities.
Yeah, well, Charlie Tritt's making sure that the Flin Flon Bombers maintain their 1-0 lead. Boy, he is very athletic, and boy, I've seen him a few times. He is one of the more poised goalies. He's just cool as a cucumber back there. Never rattled, very technically sound, but very mentally tough as well.
I agree. Moldy gets it back. There's a chance for Schmidt again right off the face. And if you're Weyburn, you're just throwing everything you can at the net, hoping it hits somebody or Tritt makes a mistake.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the course of action to take for both teams. Just everything as soon as you can. Maybe get a funny hop here and make sure that you're Johnny on the spot if a rebound comes.
Schmidt will line up once again here against the Bombers. Stitton. Schmidt beats him in the face-off for the second time. Martin will hold it in the blue line. Back out front. There's an opportunity by Sale, and Tritt got his stick down there. Penalty coming up against Flin Flon as Reed Arbery will touch the puck. I think the penalty might go against the Bomber D-man Fashon. Maybe a hooking call going to be called against him. He's going to argue it, but he's not going to change the referee's mind.
Well, he's got time here. He's going to try.
Well, I'm not doubting that. So Fashon will go off. I think it's a hooking penalty. Sorio hold. It is a Weyburn power play, and we'll see if they can muster a little bit more offense than they did early in the game with that 5-minute major. Certainly have some good weapons out there to do so. Weyburn power play, of course, led by Lucas Schmidt, who has 11 power play goals on the year. He was just out there. I'm sure the next stop with the play that they'll try to get him back out there. Their power play leader with the goals just had a couple opportunities. Will come off for a rest, and no doubt if they don't score in the first minute, we'll see him, I'm sure, on the second power play unit here tonight. Martin trying to fight off a check. He'll hold it in along the boards. Seitz, he tried to get a hold of it. Puck will roll the blue line. Schrader holds it in. Schrader, top of the right circle, gets it back to Martin. Creeps in, shoots it, didn't miss by much over top of the net. Wings get it back to blue line again. Schrader along the boards, gets the return pass. Here's Martin. Thought about dumping it off. He'll throw it to the side of the goal. They come back out front. Schrader a chance, and that one goes off the glove. Good save that time by Tritt. A lot better looking power play by Weyburn this time. They're setting up well. That's Monroe along the boards. The former Mustang and Stampeder. Monroe, back of the goal, will hang on. Lost the handle. Yakimchuk gets to it, but he can't clear it out. Martin races in. They're going to say it did pop out across the line after all. He sold it for the time being. I think the fans made that call.
Well, I think the Bombers pressured them here, and they were able to get the whistle that they wanted. I think Weyburn, for that first power play, were kind of thrown off. You don't expect that having just off the hop. They didn't really have any momentum of their legs with them. I think they rather prefer it at this time of the game. We'll see what they can do with 1:08 to go with the man advantage.
Schmidt to take the face off against Martin outside the Bomber blue line, and Flin Flon trying to kill the second Weyburn power play to start the game. Schmidt will take the drop pass across the line. That's intercepted by Holmes. Wings hold it in. Burgess along the boards, gets it back to Carmen. Here's Pierce. There's a chance by Sale. He'll ripped it on target. Tritt there again. Good save. Cut the angle down beautifully. Sale gets it back on target. Tritt the save. No rebound. Burgess hoping for one. And that's what you said about being in good positioning. Outstanding rebound control. If he lets out a rebound there, this game is tied.
Yeah, good job covering it up. Burgess was right there, ready to flick his wrist and try to get one pass. And Charlie Tritt, again, very poised with all that activity in front of him.
So 46 seconds remaining in the Weyburn power play. 2:27 to go in this period. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Weyburn now out shooting Flin Flon 8-6. They've had some really good looks here on this power play. Lucas Schmidt set for the face-off once again. Lining up here against the Bombers, Miller. Face-off deep in Bomber territory. Wings win the draw. Comes right back to Carmen. Here's Pierce to Sale. Back to Pierce. Sale on the boards. Good move here on Bruce, who tried to hammer him in the corner, but he's able to dodge that. Burgess in there as well, but they'll get it back to Pierce at the right point. He'll hold it in. Sale out front, a chance! That goes off the mask that time of Tritt. Wings grab the rebound. They'll keep it in deep. This is Pierce. Once again through traffic, blocked by Miller. Jakubchuk races over. Bruce will pick it up, spins him. He'll get it down the ice. There's 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Broca has not seen a shot for a while. Will come out to handle the puck back of the net. He'll swing that ahead to McIntyre. Just a few seconds remaining. McIntyre back to center ice. Dumped inside the Flin Flon zone that time by Doyle. That'll do it for the penalty. And Weyburn is 0 for 2 here so far tonight. Bird knocked it down. He ripped that one wide. Doyle holds it in the left side. A shot bounces wide of the Bomber net. Martin there to get it for Flin Flon. Tried to play it ahead. McIntyre knocked it down. He's had a good opening period here for the Wings. Mounier back of the goal to Arbery. Arbery will knock it down. High off the glass. Puck does come out, but that'll be an icing call. DK will go back. And we'll get another face-off deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Some good looks by Weyburn. Good power play. Didn't score, but did a lot of things really well.
Well, and another good penalty kill by the Flin Flon Bombers, and it's the age-old fact. Your goaltender's got to be your best penalty killer, and that was definitely the case for the Flin Flon Bombers and Charlie Tritt.
Charlie Tritt, perfect so far, 9 saves.
And a toonie in the jar every time you call him Travis, Rob.
Yeah. I don't think I've done that yet. Anything's possible. Here's Martin on his side of center. Plays that one back here to Keller. He'll get that one in deep here for McMichael. A minute remaining here in the period. The Wings trying to tie up this game. Flin Flon's got the puck, though. This is Nash Holmes, who gets it back to Lesperance. Has had a nice opening period. Lesperance down inside the Weyburn zone. Stops along the right-hand boards, trying to get free. Legrandier will try to tie him up. Puck squirts free. Lalimier tried to get a stick on it. Puck comes to blue line, held in by Jakubchuk. Throws it towards the front of the net and hit a skate. Flin Flon will hold it in. That one got blocked. Wings will flip it out. Here's a chance now for McMichael. McMichael down the right side. He fanned on it. Might have been surprised that he had that much room. Briho has it back of the net. Just 22 seconds to go. Lalimier ahead to Jakubchuk. Tried to hit Lesperance, and Carmen back to break this play up. They try to come back to Moldy. Moldy will tap it back to Pierce. Off the boards inside the Flin Flon zone. Moldy coming down on Briho. Puck picked up by Sale. Comes out front, but makes its way outside the zone past Carmen. And that's going to do it for the opening period here tonight. And I think fans treated to a very entertaining opening period of hockey.
Yeah, that was very intense. There's just a great ball of energy between these two teams. Not as many offensive chances, but that's because neither team has made too many mistakes.
The turning point in this game, though, Raphael, obviously we still have a lot of hockey to go for the next couple of periods, but Flin Flon killing off that 5-minute major penalty to start the game is huge.
Well, right off the hop, they got the momentum going there, and then they were able to get the first goal. Crowd was rocking, and Weyburn, towards the end of the period, got that momentum back, but it was Charlie Tritt's boys that kept this one 1-0 for the Bombers.
It certainly was. So the Flin Flon Bombers, Mike Reagan still not happy with some of the calls as he's letting the officials know his thoughts, but I can't comment, Raphael, because I didn't see either hit that was called.
Well, Mold definitely went down the heap, and they gave him a cross-check, but Mike Reagan disagrees that it should have been a 5-minute call for sure.
Anyway, let's take a look at the official on the goal. Just a 1 goal for Flin Flon in that opening period. Morozov once again does Johnny on the spot. A nice shot from Fashawn right off the face-off. Roca kicked the rebound right back out front, and Morozov, like I said, with those sweet hands, he's not going to miss from there. Buries his 7th of the year. Goal scorer's goal, and an absolute beauty to open up the scoring here tonight.
Yeah, I think quick release is going to be the name of the game. I don't think we're going to see a lot of highlight reel goals, a lot of great moves or triple dekes or anything. It's all going to be these odd bounce bounces, and you have to be in the right place at the right time. I think that's going to be what it looks like here tonight, and Morozov was right there to get the opening goal for the Bombers.
So he scores his 7th at the 11-minute mark. Miskew as well as Flin get the assists on that. Shots in the opening period, 9-6 Weyburn. And again, the penalty to Rhett Ewan, I'm just looking it up on the score sheet here. It was a major checking from behind, so that would institute the 5-minute major penalty.
Yeah, that was a hit from behind there. They said with the cross-checking. Mike Reagan obviously disagrees, and this is one of the rare periods this year that the Flin Flon Bombers have been outshot.
Yes, Flin Flon, a very good record when they lead after one period of play this year, 18-3. When the Wings trail after one period of play this year, 5-5. So that's not bad, 500 record.
Well, we'll see what happens here, because a lot of those games happened earlier in the year when the Flin Flon Bomber lineup looked a little different.
It did, but Morozov's got his 7th. Charlie Tritt, fantastic for the Bombers between the pipes. Real goaltending battle here tonight, too. With as good offensive teams as these are, Raphael, I don't think you're going to see some of the other games that you and I have called with a bunch of goals. I think these are going to be 2 tighter games this weekend.
Yeah, not only the goaltending, but both teams very defensively sound. They move the puck very well, and they're great stay at home. They're not giving them an inch. You're not seeing a lot of turnovers so far in the first period.
So far, so good for the Bombers, especially after they had to kill off that 5-minute major penalty to start the period. They've done well. Lead this very good Weyburn Red Wing team 1-0 after 1. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I guess we're on YouTube tonight. I think that's what the guys been able to come across. It's on the Flin Flon Bomber Facebook page, but glad to get this game on. This is just too good of a game not to broadcast.
Go watch some old Perfect Strangers and Night Court clips, and then come back to us.
We'll be back for the second period momentarily. Majority of the Flin Flon Bomber coaching staff making their way back to the bench. We're going to get set for the second period here momentarily, Raphael, and again, a very entertaining opening period of hockey here tonight. Just the one goal by Morozov. Johnny on the spot. Give Weyburn credit. Did not give Flin Flon a lot of good chances in tight, but good teams bury when they get those opportunities. That's a big goal, especially again. I know I sound like a broken record, but killing that 5-minute major penalty early, the two big things for Flin Flon here. And of course, some timely saves by Charlie Tritt as well.
I thought Sean had a good chance. He had a big slapper that was a big rebound that Rocco was able to give away. And there was another great chance. It was one of those what if. Pierce Yakimchuk had a great opportunity and broke his stick and cost himself $200 while in the process.
And you're right about that Fashon chance, and he had a lot of daylight there. I think he's thinking, geez, I should have walked in further.
He was, I think, kind of stunned that he had that much open ice and just decided to let it go.
So it's a 1-0 Flin Flon lead after one. Like we mentioned, they've been very good when they've been leading after one period of play this year. 18-2-1 is their record. Weyburn when they trail after one period of play, sitting with a record actually of 4-8. But again, it's just the one goal. But Charlie Tritt, boy, we're talking about goaltenders during the break. They're the only player in the entire SJHL with Division I scholarship. Incredible numbers, goals against a 2.14. Save percentage 938, the 4 shutouts. So it looks like he's the real deal.
Yeah, he's definitely impressive. As we were talking about this when he got that scholarship, Mike Reagan knows that the Humboldt Broncos did a lot of heavy lifting in their development, but very impressed by the work ethic of Charlie Tritt, and you can definitely see it when he's in between the pipes.
And again, no slouch. Of course, Roca coming over from the Western Hockey League. Joey Roca, I know Weyburn was very excited about adding him, as well as the former Bomber Ryland Pierce. Think that could be enough to get them back to the SJHL finals this year. And I'll tell you what, if you're in the building or you had a chance to watch that opening period or listen to it, whatever it might be, it was definitely a playoff feel, a playoff atmosphere. And boy, both these teams, you can see why they're at the top of the standing.
Yeah, there were some big hits and just a tremendous energy between, and just two very fast-moving, hard-hitting hockey clubs.
And a very good crowd here tonight as well from these two heavyweights. Weyburn's only regular season visit to town here tonight, and of course they'll play for the 4th and final time in the regular season tomorrow. I mentioned the Wings have had a lot of success here, won 4 games in this rink last year. They got a lot of confidence, but again, it's one thing to have confidence to come in here and play well, but they want to not only catch Flin Flon, but the Yorkton Terriers, the Nipawin Hawks, both right there, only 1 point behind. Of course, Weyburn 2 points behind Battleford, so as tight of an SJHL as we've seen in a long time.
It's well bunched up there, and I did notice there was some swagger there. Weyburn definitely came out with some gusto right off the hop.
Schmidt will take the face-off against Snitton, and we are underway in the second period here tonight. Miskew had an assist on the opening goal. We'll rip that one in. Picked up by Pierce, the former Bomber, off the boards. Weyburn has it. They'll quickly get it back to Sale at center. Here's Sale inside the zone. Knocked away. Carmen will hold it in, but he gives it up. Bombers give it right back, though. Pierce will get it back to center. Quick pass to Sale. Drop that one back out front. Breho will intercept off the glass. Knocked down by Pierce. They'll flip it in, but the Wings are offside. Here's Miskew. Played that one ahead to Arbery. Got a piece of it. Icing waved off. Roca will come out to play it. Up the boards to Arbery, but he can't take advantage. And the puck will come back to Bomber blue line. Here's Mounier, moves that one back to Stitton. He'll redirect it in. Roca, back of the Weyburn net, gets rid of it. Pass up the middle, tap free. Here comes Sale. Deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Mounier got a stick on him. Takes him to the ice, has the puck. Mounier back of the Flin Flon net. Moved it back to Morozov. Here's a chance now for Miller. He'll try to catch up with it. Miller to the front of the net, knocked away. Great defensive play that time by the wing Schrader. Looked like Miller had a step on him, had the angle on him, but Schrader made a great defensive play. Miller back in there trying to grab that puck free. Flin Flon fighting for this puck back inside the Weyburn zone. Miller along the boards here. Had a chance, but fanned on it. This is picked up by the Weyburn D-man Martin. Up the boards. Holmes will keep it in. Good pressure here by the Bombers. Puck goes back to the Weyburn net. That's LeGrand here back to Martin. Back out front here to Pierce. Pierce will bounce that one ahead. It'll come back to the Bombers side of center. That's picked up by Bruce. Feeds it back here to Morozov. Lifted it. Oh, he had sights there, but over top of his stick. Martin comes back in. Pinned up back of the net. That's Monroe. Throws it out front. Wings will get it back down the ice. That'll be an icing call. Yakupchuk races back, and some good pressure by Flin Flon to start the second period. Weyburn can't change, might be a bit tired.
Yeah, the Flin Flon Bombers have come out gunning here in the second period, putting Roca a little back on his heels. The first real momentum in the Weyburn end that we've seen for a sustained amount of pressure so far in this game.
Face off back inside the wing zone. The right of Roca, Seitz, Breho. Ryder Muka, the forward group for Flin Flon, Fashon, an assist in the game as well with Miskew. They've been good early. Just underway in the second period. Flin Flon in front 1-0. We're on YouTube tonight. Flow Sports unfortunately down, but again, the tactical team have done a great job to get us up and going here. Here's Seitz back out front, trying to go back to Breho. Can't pick it up. Seitz on top of it again. On target. Roca will reach down. He'll make the glove save and hang on. Big games. Every team in the SJHL is playing here tonight, Raphael. And like we said, it's tight. Playoff implications all over the place. Teams trying to grab a playoff spot. Teams trying to stay on top of the standings. Nipawin, a 4-0 lead on LaRange after one. Battleford, second overall lead. Warman 5-3 in the second. Estevan trying to snap that 5-game losing streak. They lead Yorkton 3-2. That's after two. And we got Melville leading Humboldt 1-0 and Kindersley Melfort 1-1. Getting ready for the second period. So a lot of tight games around the SJHL. Flin Flon wins the face-off. Fashon shot blocked. There's a chance in front. They had a wide open target there for Lalamere, but he couldn't tap it home. DK bumping with Lalamere in the corner. Good pressure by Flin Flon again here early. Wings get the puck to blue line, held in by Fashon again. To the corner it goes to Lalamere. Trying to come back to blue line. That's swatted away that time. Look out. Romelaire looked like he had a lane, got it down deep. Romelaire back of it, comes back out front. Puck is laying in skates. Lalamere can't pick it up. That's ripped wide by DK. And that'll catch the glass and go out of play with 17-11 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, Flin Flon Bombers, like I was mentioning there, really a lot of sustained pressure, but was able to, the Weyburn Red Wings were able to turn it around. Trent, I don't think knew where that one was. I think he thought it was in between his pads, but it was out in front. And then when it plucked it high, he was very fortunate that it went over his shoulder.
He did a good job getting that shot away with a lot of people in front of the net. McNichol will take the face-off here against the Bombers. Miller, wings throw that to the front of the net, it goes wide. Bombers throw it up the middle, intercepted here by Carmen. This is McNichol back across the Bomber blue line. He'll throw it in deep. Bruce lifts that off the boards. This will chase Carmen back inside the Weyburn zone. Carmen had a guy on him, gets it up the middle to McNichol, but Yakupchuk quick to steer it away from him. Back to Bruce. Back to center ice to Martin. Martin's got some room, he'll use it. Inside Weyburn territory, throws it out front. He had Morozov cutting the front of the net, but he was covered. Puck will roll back in Flin Flon territory. Yakupchuk had to be careful. Had a guy on him, just got rid of it. Bruce back of the net being chased by Schmidt. Here's Martin with the pass. Back up the middle, redirected off Stick, and again off the glass and out of play. 16:25 to go in the second period. Shots are 9-7 Wings. But it's the Bombers with the 1-0 lead, a chance by Morozov, and been pretty tight checking since then.
Yeah, there've been some big hits in there, as we were mentioning there in the first period. Everything's sort of bunched up together when you have teams that skate this well and just are so good fundamentally. It's going to be a small razor-thin edge between the two of them.
Schmidt takes the face-off against Stetton. The puck will roll back inside the Weyburn zone. Martin is there to get it. Back of the goal to Schrader. Almost lost it. Moldy. Up the boards, here's Sale, look out, he can fly. Sale will pick up the puck inside the Flin Flon zone, knocked away here by Holmes. Holmes back of the net, Holmes has got it, lifted it ahead. Puck though cut off by Moldy on the Weyburn side of center. Flin Flon gets it back, this is Dash Holmes. Holmes will flip that puck in, gets away from Roca back of the net. Puck hit a skate, Reed Arbery on top of it, can't hold the line. Arbery forced back to his side of center, feeds it back to Holmes. He tried to get it back to Stitton, he gets it, but Moldy, a nice job to take him down. Weyburn bench will cheer that on. Good defensive play by Moldy. Sale, back to Schmidt, tapped it ahead. Arbery on top of it, and that'll go off the glass back inside the Weyburn zone. Schrader will pick it up back of the Weyburn net. Swings it up the middle. Burgess got a piece of it. Puck rolls to the side of the Flin Flon net, taking no chances. He'll hang on, and we'll get a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone.
And those teams very well disciplined, not in terms of not taking penalties, but just no big home run passes, nothing in the middle of the ice. Everything is, they're aggressive, but they're not reckless, and that's why we're seeing things so tight here in the second period.
Like we said when we kicked off the broadcast tonight, Raphael, these are two really good, sound defensive teams. I mean, Flin Flon has given up the least amount of goals in the league this year. They've only given up 104 in the 42 games. They can score a lot, but they can defend, and so can Weyburn. And like I said, Weyburn has a benchmark to use. They've had a lot of success in this rink the last couple of years. Here's Monroe. Back across the bottom line. Out front, swatted away that time by Morozov. Flin Flon tried to get to work, but Pierce blocked that one. Now it comes out. Martin, back to Miller. He'll dump that one in for Martin back inside the zone. Back up front. Morozov can't get square to shoot it. Wings back the other direction. Miskew tries to get back. He does. But Pierce will pick it up. They got Bird knocked down the play. Puck will come in front of the Bomber net. They try to jam it in. That's picked up here by Miskew. Up the left side, nice pass. Morozov had hit a stick. It came outside the zone. A tough break where the stick was laying there, and that's when it hit. Otherwise, he's got a pretty good lane to the net. Miskew, good defensive play, trying to play it ahead. Breho and Seitz try to get going deep in Weyburn territory. Carmen is back. He'll knock the puck down and try to pin it up back of his own net. Flin Flon trying to dig it free. They will force a face-off. 14-17 to go. Boy, tough break there. Morozov in the clear. It doesn't hit the stick, Raphael. He's got a pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know whose stick that was, but it was just in the worst possible place for Morozov because he was ready to go and try and score his second of the night.
14-17 to go. 1-0 Flin Flon leads it. Great matchup here again tonight. Many people feel will be the last two teams standing. We'll see. There's a number of good teams like we mentioned. Lucas set for the face-off here against the Weyburn captain. Lining up here against Lucas Schmidt. Flin Flon holds it in. Bruce a chance on target. Kicked away that time by Roca. The 8th shot of the game for Flin Flon. They usually have 8 in the first 2 or 3 minutes. So Weyburn, not so good defensively. They've been here tonight. Not allowed Flin Flon much. Pierce back in the wing zone. He has it. Played it ahead. Picked up by Schmidt. Spins, gets it out. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. It rolls to front of the net for Tricht, and he's got to gobble it up. A couple of wings in pursuit, including Josh Sale. And again, they've done a really good job that their transition game was so strong. Any loose pucks, they jump on them, and they usually get a pretty good opportunity out of it.
Well, Charlie Tritt's been just so he doesn't come out much. He kind of lives in that blue paint there. Doesn't really come in and challenge you. Loves being where he is and just definitely knows the subtle nuances of where to go. Sometimes even letting the shooter not even knowing where they're going to shoot.
DK against Muka. Weyburn wins another face-off. This is Schrader. That got blocked by Seitz. He'll play it free. Breho, he'll pick it up. There's a chance. Muka racing it. Backhander and Roca there. He'll make the good save, but a great opportunity there. Boy, Breho, an absolute beautiful pass here to get Ryder Muka in the clear. And Roca comes up with his biggest save of the hockey game. Great chance for the Bombers there. Haven't been a lot of wide open opportunities. That was one. And Joey Roca shut the door. Puck flipped out front. Breho has it again. His backhander got blocked. Puck is flipped back inside Flin Flon territory. Yakimchuk to Muka. He'll redirect it in. Roca out of the net. Look out, he almost lost it to Lesperance. He does back up front. Oh, there's a chance. Rebound, they can't jam it in. Two great opportunities there for Lalemire. Oh, a bad giveaway. That might be the first giveaway that Weyburn's had tonight. And Joey Roca, 2 big saves again, Raphael. He's been big here the last couple of minutes.
He's had to be because those are a couple of defensive breakdowns, which we haven't seen yet. Muka with the opportunity there. Then 2 bites at the apple for Lalemire and Roca keeping them in this. The Bombers leaning with that offensive ability to just roll 4 lines on Weyburn here.
Roca has been fantastic. 3 gigantic saves. It remains a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. The Bombers win the draw. Holmes through traffic. That one got blocked in front. There's Lesperance had a chance moments ago. Blue line it goes. Here's Holmes again. Lots of traffic in front. Looking for a lane to shoot it. He'll get it in deep. Flin Flon after the loose puck. Ulmer in there. His mom and dad are here from Regina to watch this game tonight. And we're going to have a penalty called here. Going to be a penalty against the Wings. And this is a rarity, Raphael. A player skating off the ice not arguing the call.
Well, I guess he'd seen hockey before and realized that doesn't necessarily work and you should save your breath.
Every guy argues the call, but Doyle, just give him credit, just took the penalty and skated off. Second power play of the game for Flin Flon. They're 0 for 1 tonight. And like we mentioned, a lethal power play at 26.8%. Like we said on that road trip, 11 for 21. The Weyburn penalty kill, once again ranked 7th, but they did a really good job on the first Bomber power play tonight. Here's Flin. That gets redirected. Picked up here by Arbery. Flin Flon will get in. Martin races after, trying to poke that back out front. Grabbed here by Pierce, ripping around the boards. Puck to the blue line. Held in by Arbery. Here's Arbery. Walks in, shoots it, gets blocked. Muka gets the rebound back to Flin. Again, the Bombers missing Joey Lees in his 12 power play goals, not in uniform tonight. Neither is Maverick Delisle, who's got another 5 power play goals. 2 good offensive weapons not there. Well, they got plenty of others. Here's Arbery. To Seitz. Shot gets redirected, and Roca has it. It kind of rolled off him, but he can't believe the puck came free. Or did somebody smack that away when he had it?
And there was a lot of extracurricular activity building as we saw a lot of big hits there in the first period. A lot of pushing and shoving going on after the whistle, and this momentum looking to build even into probably tomorrow night. But the Flin Flon Bombers very fortunate. Boy, did they have a lot of offensive momentum even before the power play, and now they got a good cycle game going here against the Red Wings.
And a minute 25 to go in the power play, 12 to go in the period. Flin Flon 6 shots now. 6-0 is the shot for Flin Flon in the second period. And a big face-off inside the wing zone. The left of Roca, who's been good in the second period, been good all night, but in particular the second period. As Arbery takes the face-off here against Schmidt. The Wings will win the draw, and down the ice it goes. Charlie Tritt will make the save and leave it back of his net. That's picked up here by Flin. Finds Martin. Martin to center. Carries the puck over the Weyburn blue line. Along the boards here to Muka. He lost his footing. Puck will go over top of the Weyburn net. Seitz in there trying to grab it. They do work the puck free off the back of the mesh. Flin at the blue line. Back of the goal for Martin. There's Seitz. Try to come back out front to Arbery, back door, but that's broken up. The puck will come to the blue line. Flin holds it in. There's a shot. Roca the save. Rebound picked up by Seitz, back of the net. Seitz looking for someone to give it to. Trying to fight off a couple of Weyburn defenders. Flin Flon able to hold it in deep for the time being as Martin is able to knock the puck free. Seitz in there as well. 32 seconds remaining in the power play. Finally done free by Muka. Rims it around the boards. Flin fights to get back. There's a shot into the glove, and Roca no problem. He'll reach up and grab that one. Good work by Flin Flon on the boards here tonight. Never giving up on a loose puck.
Yeah, they're very tenacious. They've been able to get actually opportunities here for this power play as Roca has had to work very hard to keep this 1-0. Charlie Tritt the other way, he could take a sandwich and a nap right now. He hasn't had to face a shot yet in the second period.
No, he hasn't, but plenty of games still to go. 11:09 to go in the second period. Shots are 8-0 Flin Flon in the second. A little bit more power play time, 22 seconds remain. Here's Miskew from the blue line. Over to Morozov, who's got the only goal in the game. Wyatt Stitton along the boards, throws to the blue line, nobody home. And down the ice it goes. Tritt thought about going out to get him, and Miskew will go back to pick it up instead. Weyburn will get some fresh penalty killers out there with just 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Here's the pass to Miller. Back up the middle. Omer's got it full flight with Morozov. Morozov, and he can't knock it down. It looked good, but the Bombers can't capitalize. Wings kill the penalty. Doyle's got it for the Wings. Lost the handle, comes back to Bomber blue line. They turn it over, sail to the front of the net. And Tritt will grab it and hang on. Boy, Morozov, the one goal, and he's had 2 outstanding chances here in the second period.
Yeah, they got a little too much loft on that pass, and he couldn't corral it and knock it down. The first one, a stick hit him, but Morozov definitely loves getting close to the net. He's where he has to be. Wherever there's activity, Morozov tends to be.
10.5 minutes to go. Great game here tonight between these 2 formidable foes, the Weyburn Red Wings, Flin Flon Bombers. They only play 4 times a year, but it's always special when they do. Schmidt will take the face-off here against L'Esperance. Face-off to the left of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Was not faced a shot officially here in the period. There's one, shot on target. Tritt trying to find the loose puck, he does. Schmidt and a couple other Weyburn Red Wings in front of that, hoping the puck does squirt free, but Tritt tracks the puck so well. You talked about his positioning earlier, Raphael, and how calm and collected, but pretty good puck tracker. He does everything well.
You tend to see this with goaltenders who are at this caliber. They almost have like just extra vision. They just see things a lot better. They just look at things just so much more clear than everybody else.
Another face-off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender, Tritt. Stitton will take the face-off this time. Against Schrader, the Wings win the draw. That comes back to Martin. Martin's got it, does hold it in, knocked away by Bruce. Up the middle for Arbery. Arbery looking for a lane, gets it in deep. Arbery spins! And a good left pad saved that time by Roca. Just got enough of it. Good effort by Arbery, though. Breho spins away from traffic back of the Weyburn net. Here's Breho. Blue line. Yakimchuk scores! They're going to say flag-side goaltender interference here. And I'll tell you what, they should run the replay on this, because there was definitely a guy in front of the net here on top of the Weyburn netminder. I don't know if they can run replays. We're on YouTube, Raphael. Here we go. Now you watch this shot here from the blue line. It's a nice goal, don't get me wrong, but he can, look at what happens here. I don't know if you got a real good look at it, but there's somebody in front of the net there.
Stitton's in front.
Weyburn not arguing in a whole ton, but there might have been a case there. But nonetheless, Raphael, you just got to shoot the puck. A nice goal by Yakimchuk.
Tee it up one time, a beauty.
So Yakimchuk scores, another outcoming year for him. A fantastic year, career high for goals. As he's now picked up his 6th year. Or are they going to say that was a...
Stitton tipped it is what they're saying.
Okay, so Stitton's going to get credit for the goal. Looked like Yakimchuk put it in cleanly to me, but they obviously feel different, so Wyatt Stitton will get credit for the goal. He's having himself a fantastic year. That's his 12th of the year. So Stitton's 12th from Yakimchuk. And was there a second assist on that, Raphael?
There probably was. I couldn't get it because it was a loud crowd here after that one went in.
That's a big goal for Flin Flon. They're taking a 2-0 lead. Look at Cody Mapes. He's not happy with his team, Raphael. He's giving it the business here. That's as animated as I've seen Cody Mapes on the bench.
Well, pretty much since before even the power play, the Bombers have just kind of leaned on Weyburn a little. They've made some mistakes. They've had some defensive breakdowns and some miscues, which we didn't see any of which in the first period. And a shot from that far off, I think Cody Mapes is not going to be happy that it went in.
I've never seen him like, well, why do they've had so much success in this rink the last couple of years, but he was very animated towards his team on that media timeout. We'll see how they respond to it. It is Stitton's 12th for the year. Yakimchuk, and they're going to get Breho a second assist on that one. And that came at the 9:56 mark, so a big goal for Flin Flon as they've taken a 2-0 lead off the faceoff. Morozov can't shoot it. Here's Miller. Martin a chance. Martin to the front, Fad on it, trying to get it back. Works it out front, Miller a chance, and there's a good save by Roca. Boy, where would Weyburn be without Roca in this second period?
Roca's been very on. He's had a lot of work to do. He hasn't had a lot of support on the other side. There's only one shot on goal for Tritt. It's been tilted towards the ice as the Bombers, and their depth really showing off here in the second period.
Boy, Roca's made some big saves. Flin Flon kind of taking it to the wings, out shooting them 12-1 here in the second period, and have added to their lead. Again, Wyatt Stitton the redirection out front. His 12th from Yakimchuk.
I think Breho got the other one.
Breho, right. Couldn't read my writing again. Face-off inside the Weyburn zone. The rider Roca, who's keeping his team in this game. Flin Flon wins another face-off. Miscue! There's a chance. Roca's got it. No rebound. Good thing for him. Miller out front. But that's one of the big differences in the second period. Weyburn won a lot of the face-offs in the first. Flin Flon, take a look at all these face-offs, especially the offensive zone. The Bombers are winning too many draws. Weyburn's got to find a way to counter that.
And just starting in the Weyburn end each and every time is really helping out the Bombers. As you're seeing Weyburn going off with the chains, he just made those little small mistakes, little miscues have turned into big dividends for the Bombers.
Miller to take the face-off once again here against McNichol. Big face-off inside the Weyburn zone. The right of Joey Roca, who's been Weyburn's best player here in this second period. He's keeping him in. Miscue, a good move. Miscue, lots of room. Walks in. That goes off the stick over top of the glass and out of play. Looked like a pretty good opportunity there for Miscue. Made the good move, got in, but give Weyburn credit. They got the stick down. Redirected over the glass and out of play, and now the crowd's starting to come to life here a little bit here tonight.
Well, the Weyburn's a little back on their heels here. The Bombers are sensing that they've got an opportunity here just with Weyburn, where they are in their own zone, just to relent and having some goals breed goals here in the second period.
Miller will stay out there. They'll put a new face-off game in there. DK, and it works because they'll get the puck out. And Fashon's got to be careful. He had Pierce on top of him. Just got rid of it. Weyburn a chance. They get it in tight. That's just how quick their speed is right there. You can't let your foot off the gas pedal. Flin Flon got caught. Got lucky that didn't go in. Puck will roll back to Weyburn blue line. That's Pierce on top of it. Back to Carmen. Dropped it back for Pierce. Pierce to Pierce. They'll throw that back out front. Puck laying there. Here's Pierce, a chance against his former club, and that one got blocked. Somebody lost a glove there.
And a stick.
Flin Flon tried to fight to get the puck out. They can't clear it out. Sale knocked it down, spins and fires. That one goes wide. Picked up here by Fashon. Off the glass, he's got Martin. It's a 2-on-1 with Lalamere. Martin hangs on, shoots it. Ripped out over top of the net. He was shooting all the way, no doubt about that. Wings quickly on the transition. DK. Try to get that puck across the Bomber line. He'll dump it in deep. Martin, who had that chance moments ago for Flin Flon, back of his own net. Up to Lalamere. Lalamere gives the puck away. And Weyburn will keep it in for the time being. That will redirect over the glass and out of play. Boy, Weyburn came close there. You know, Flin Flon just a second too slow going back to get the puck, Raphael, and Weyburn fired it off the side of the net.
Well, a weird bounce, and the puck goes to where you don't want it to be, and Weyburn showing a little life here over the past couple of shifts here, having it now in the Bombers' end, as it gives Rocha just a chance to just calm down after the barrage he's had to face so far.
Face off back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Moldy to set to take the draw here against the Bombers. Wyatt Stittner's got the second goal here tonight. 2-0 Flin Flon leads it, but Weyburn coming on a little bit. Holmes lifted that one ahead. Wings get it back to Roma Larry, but they're going to say it was hit ahead with a glove pass. So they're going to blow that down. Shots again are 13-3 Flin Flon, but Joey Roca keeping the Wings in this game here tonight. Weyburn's still very much alive, and to get the next goal would obviously be huge for them. Face off outside the Bomber blue line. Stitt will take the draw here.
I think it's imperative they get the next goal.
Absolutely. Here's Schrader. Dumped it inside the Flin Flon zone. Took a Weyburn bounce. It comes right back off on its leg. Now they score. And they do get the next goal. The puck is laying there. Moldy will jump on the loose puck. And Weyburn back in this hockey game, Raphael. And again, they just took advantage of the bad bounce. Bombers didn't know where the puck was. Moldy saw it all the way. Here's the replay on the goal. It goes off the side that there's Moldy jumping on it. He's not going to miss from there. And Weyburn has made it a one-goal game. Drew Moldy, had some good games against Flin Flon in the past. He's got a big game here at the Whitney Forum here in the second period.
That's what we talked about. Those goals are just going to be one of those ones where it's an errant rebound. You're just right where you should be, right at the lip of the crease. And the Weyburn Red Wings have pulled themselves back into this one.
That's Moldy's 17th of the year. And Weyburn back in business at 2-1. He pounces on that loose puck from the Bomber net. Weyburn comes right back. They can taste it now as Bird will get it in deep. Yakubchuk lost it back. The net comes back out front. Flin Flon will jump back on a good play by Bruce. There's a cast off for Breho. In behind the D, racing out is the goaltender, Roca. Kind of hesitated, but got enough of it to get it away from Breho anyway. This is Pierce. Back to center, knocked down by Yakubchuk. He'll send it in. Bird will grab it. Back of the Weyburn net, played it ahead. Breho knocked it down with his glove. But Burgess takes it from him. Wings back on the attack. Burgess dropped it back to Pierce. Pierce will flip it in. Yakubchuk left it there. Bounce past to Muka. Feeds it back to center ice. Here comes Leo Seitz. Seitz back inside the Weyburn zone. Yakubchuk pinching in, throws it out front, but Roca, good play. He'll get the stick down, make the save, and hang on. And Weyburn right back in this one. Drew Moldy, the veteran, pouncing on a loose puck in front of the Bomber net. And Weyburn, boy, huge goal.
Yeah, big goal. You can see the confidence coming there. Ryder Rillemare and Luke Schrader with the assist as Weyburn showing off a little bit confidence now. They've really, you can see them puff out their chests. As about 5 minutes ago, they were really back on their heels. And now the Bombers see if they can match the energy that Weyburn has brought here.
Doyle and Schrader, by the way, the assist on the Moldy goal. His 17th of the year. Face off inside the Weyburn zone. Flin Flon trying to reestablish a 2-goal lead, but the Wings have the puck. And they'll flip it ahead. Missed, you can't keep it in. They're going to say it was hit ahead with a glove pass. He was inside the zone when he got hit, but he came outside the zone, so they'll blow that one down. 6:53 to go in the second period. A 2-1 game. It was 1-0 Flin Flon after one. Morozov able to jump on a big rebound. The teams have traded goals. Wyatt Stitton, he's got his 12th, and then Moldy, of course, moments ago for Weyburn, to get them back in the game at 2-1. McIntyre, or McNichol will redirect the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. You know, I noticed early in the game, Flin Flon throwing a lot of the big hits. Now Weyburn's starting to get a little bit more physical here. McNichol along the boards, can't knock it down. Morozov on top of it, gets a nice bounce. This gets past Pierce, he's got to go back in his own zone. And he'll get it ahead to center. Picked up here by Sale. Back to Schmidt, inside Flin Flon territory. Schmidt bumped off the play. Puck laying there. Flin Flon tried to get it out, they do. Miller plays it ahead to Martin. Martin's got Morozov. Martin tried to thread the needle to him. He'll bring it in back out front. Miller gets knocked to the ice. Puck played ahead. Here come the Wings. Center ice. Across the line, Schmidt hangs on. Toe drag, throws it through traffic, trick to save. Rebound picked up by Monroe. Lost a handle on the boards. Here comes Wyatt Stitton flying down the other side. Wyatt Stitton will get the puck in deep. Martin, nice body check on him. Puck laying along the boards, picked up by Arbery. Arbery works it free. Back in front, one-timer Stitton, and there he is. Roca again. Boy, he saw that all the way, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was very fortunate that he just dropped that one and was able to cover up because Arbery was making a beeline. If he doesn't cover up on there, he's right at the lip of the crease, ready to flip it in.
5:46 to go in the second period. Boy, what a game here tonight. Shots 14-6 Flin Flon, but it's a 2-1 Flin Flon lead. Weyburn battling back to get that big goal here by Moldy. Face off inside the wing zone, the Ryder Roca, who's been the story. That breakaway save on Ryder Muka, one that comes to mind here in this second period. Face off once again inside the wing zone. Flin Flon wins it raw. From the blue line, ripped wide that time by Mounier. Holmes will hold in on the right side. Puck picked up here by DK, throws it in front of his own net. Pierce is there to get it. Lost a handle to Ulmer. Pierce got it back off the board, so rifle it down the ice. Mounier will go back to pick it up. Icing called. We'll get a face-off back inside Weyburn territory. 5:28 remaining here. Like we mentioned, a busy night in the SJHL. All 12 teams in action. Playoff implications all over the place. And Nipawin still leads Laurens 4-0 in the third. Battleford a 5-3 lead on Warman there in the third period. Estevan Yorkton 3-3 in the third. Melville up on Humboldt 2-1 late in the second. And Melfort a 3-2 lead on Kindersley. 8.5 to go in the second period. Melfort might have to run the table to get in the playoffs, but never count them out, that's for sure. The defending back-to-back champs, they are the champs till somebody beats them. Here's Pierce, the center. He'll make his way across the bomber line. Toe drag, Pierce cutting in. Can he finish it up? He gets it out front. Puck laying there. Arbery can't get a stick on it, but Ulmer does, and he'll get it back to center. Here's Ulmer. Dishes that pass off to Stitton, his chance. Off the stick that time is Schrader over top of the net. Wings play that ahead to Pierce off his skates. He lost the handle. Picked up by Fauchon. Fauchon will jump on this one. Fauchon inside the Weyburn zone. Back to the blue line. There's a quick chance by Seitz. It goes off the top of the glove that time by Roca. Flin Flon will try to chase the rebound down. Less than 5 minutes to go. Puck picked up back of the Weyburn net. And they'll redirect the puck outside the zone. Bruce is there for Flin Flon. Back to Muka. Off his stick over the glass out of play. Blown down with 4:26 to go. And boy, how big are those saves by Joey Roca early in the second period now?
Yeah, because the Bombers seem to be on a tear, and the Bombers only need about 2-3 good minutes to score 3 or 4 goals, and then you're done. Roca doing a good job in between the Weyburn pipes, and he's the reason why it's 2-1 right now.
He's the real deal for sure. I know I've chatted with Cody Yates before the game here tonight, and he's been very happy with him. He said he bit of a slow start when he first came over, but you also got to play better in front of him too, like he indicated. But they've been pretty happy with him lately. Here's Leo Seitz, and feel he'll be good enough to get the job done this year. Muka will knock it down. His shot, that deflected. That was close call there. Puck changed direction literally at the last second. Seitz races after it. Taken down that time by the Weyburn goal scorer Moldy. Bruce will hold it in. There's a chance for Yakimchuk. That got blocked. Puck comes out. Yakimchuk back on top of it. He'll rip it in. Roca couldn't knock it down back of the net. Picked up instead. Oh, there's a big body check there. You can feel that one up here. Here's L'Esperance. Back across the Weyburn line. Lost the handle. Puck laying there. Another penalty coming up here. As L'Esperance gets knocked down, we'll see who's going to get the call. The body's literally flying everywhere.
It's going against the Wings.
He doesn't know it yet.
Or is it? No, it's not.
Bird, I think it might be going against L'Esperance of Flin Flon. Mike Reagan throwing the hands up. He can't believe it. L'Esperance is going to go for a hold, and we'll see the Weyburn power play for the third time here tonight. A chance to tie the game.
Bird, I thought, was going off, and he was escorted, and then the referee turned around and pointed to the Bombers.
See, that time it worked arguing. He goes, I didn't do anything.
See, there you go. It always hurts.
Bird said, nope, not me. Skates to the bench, and L'Esperance will take the penalty here for Flin Flon.
It was the one-armed man.
And Weyburn on the power play for the third time tonight. They're 0 for 2. Big face-off in the Flin Flon zone between Stitton and the Weyburn Red Wing forward as well. And Schmidt. Here's Carmen at the blue line. Back out front to Schmidt. That one got redirected. Flin Flon can't clear. Held in here by Pierce. Here's Carmen at the blue line. Pierce calls for it. He's got it. Let's her rip. Oh, that deflected just wide. Good opportunity that time. Redirected the last second by Burgess. Puck is picked up here by the Bomber D-man Flin. He'll lift it down the ice. The save is made by Roca. Carmen will pick it up. Back of the Weyburn net. Here's Carmen. Carmen will bring the puck up the ice. Drops it back. Grabbed here by Sale. Sale will try to get the puck across the line. Stood up at the blue line. Puck laying there. And worked free here by Seitz. Leo Seitz by himself, but good penalty killing. He's had a strong game here tonight as he gets that puck in deep. Carmen takes him to the ice. Sale will grab the puck back of the Weyburn net. 1:05 remaining in the Weyburn power play. Here's Pierce to center. Backhand pass to Sale. He's got a step. Sale hangs on. Throws it out front. Great defensive play by Bruce. The rebound. Then picked up, set down the ice. Boy, that looked dangerous there. But a tremendous defensive play by the former OHLer, Braden Bruce, possibly saving a goal. Flin Flon will dump it back in Weyburn territory. Knocked away here by Ulmer. Takes it off Schrader's stick. Schrader will go back to get it. Has it back of the Weyburn net. Here comes Schrader. Makes his way to center. Drop that one back here to Pierce. Carmen throws that one in for Moldy. Wings trying to get something going. The puck will come to the blue line. Schrader will hold it in. There's a chance now. Back out front. Oh, a great chance from Monroe, but he found him the one-timer. He was open. Wings hold it in. Schrader at the blue line. Spins, fires, gets blocked. It comes right back to him. Picked up here by Monroe. Monroe has it. Blue line. One-timer out of the glove that time. A Trent rebound cleared down the ice. Power play over. And Weyburn 0 for 3, but they get some tremendous chances. Les Bronx will make his way to the bench. We're back to 5 aside. 1:27 to go in this second period. Flin Flon in front, 2-1. Here's Arbery. Inside the Weyburn zone. Leaves it there. Vachon, a chance out front. Looking for Breho in the corner for Miller. He took a good body check in the corner. Miller, though, trying to work it free. He's knocked down, going to draw a penalty, Raphael. Late power play for Flin Flon coming up.
And yes, now the Bombers will go on with the man advantage for the third time. We got to give credit to Braden Bruce there, sprawling, saving a goal there. If we're talking about Warrior of the Games and one of those plays that won't show up on a score sheet, prime stuff there from Braden Bruce.
So Schrader will take the penalty here for Weyburn. And the penalty is going to be 2 for a high stick, and you're right, that's the play of the night so far.
Yeah, not going to see it on a score sheet, not going to get stats for it, but those are those plays that the Bombers have been making all year to keep them number 1 in the SJHL.
So a good chance for Flin Flon to try to restore the lead here late in the second period, 1:07 to go. League's best power play at it. And that's their third opportunity of the game. Their second power play looked pretty good. We'll see what they can do on their third chance. Arbery, Martin, Seitz, Muka, and Vachon, who's got the puck right now. Through traffic. Oh, he had Martin alone out front off the tip of his stick. He goes down hard. Puck is picked up. Set the length of the ice. Tritt waits for it. And Vachon will pick it up back to the Bomber net. Just a minute to go in the period. Swings that pass to Arbery. Look out, he got caught by Sale. Not the guy to cough the puck up to. Sale, good work along the Flin Flon zone, throws it out front. Weyburn still after it. Bombers do get it out. Vachon lifted it back to center ice, broken up that time by Pierce. Martin has it inside his own zone. Plays it ahead on the tape, good pass to Seitz, feeds it back to Muka. Muka trying to keep that puck in, lays there. Back out front to Arbery, walks it, shoots it. That one goes wide. Had a couple guys in front. I'm not sure if Roca got a good look at it, but he fired it wide. Now the puck is grabbed. Pierce getting into it here with Seitz. And 27 seconds remaining in the period. 1:20 to go in the power play. Would have been interesting if he would have hit the net there.
Well, he had a little bit to go on there as Muka was giving, or Roca was giving him his blocker side, and I think Arbery tried to get a laser beam shot on it and just missed, and Weyburn's going to be holding on for the next 27 seconds here.
Mike Reagan's called the official over. I'm not sure what he's upset about this time.
I think it was Pierce after the whistle there.
Yeah, maybe he's not happy about something. 27.9 seconds to go. And it's a big, big face-off. We mentioned the face-offs early in the offensive zone. Flin Flon winning a ton of them. Boy, it's a big, big draw here. And again, this is not going to show up on a score sheet, but winning this face-off's huge here.
Yeah, it's all those little things. This is what the video coaches look afterwards, and they can see where these victories really come from, and it's from the little things quite like this.
Here we go, face-off inside the wing zone. 27.9 seconds to go. Flin Flon power play.
Not yet here.
Cody Mapes has called the referee over as well. And I'm not sure what the debate is here. Timekeeper and the referee have come over to talk to the man downstairs here. Is it about time on the clock, maybe?
Well, seemingly.
Maybe that's what Mike Reagan was complaining about, that maybe a few seconds tipped off the clock. Obviously, time's a big factor for Weyburn here late in the period.
Well, we got 27 seconds left here. The Bombers got the man advantage. They want each and every second that they can.
So we'll see. They're looking up at the clock here. There's got to be something that's discrepancy with the time.
Crowd here is very confusing. They paid for a hockey game, not to see this deliberation session here.
Well, Cody Mapes is watching that score clock, so he wants some time taken off, I'm sure. And now the referees come. Oh, there they've taken her down to 17.9 seconds. Here I can see him being concerned about that.
10 seconds is a huge chunk of time here with the man advantage.
So here we go. Cody Mapes, give him credit, boy. He knew exactly what was happening. And you're right, 10 seconds is huge at the end of a period, especially with the other team on the power play. So 17.9 seconds to go. The Bombers win the draw. Here's Fashon through traffic. Doyle got a piece of that one. Wings will try to bounce it off the boards here. Doug Freed, nice play here by Martin. Left it there. Fashon, just 5 seconds to go. Back out front. Oh, they had a chance. There's a chance. Oh, Roca down. What a save he made. Oh, Joey Roca, absolutely highway robbery. I'd love to see the replay on that. He dives down and somehow keeps that puck out. What a tremendous save by Roca. The story of the second period, Raphael.
It was a hive. It was a swarm in front of the Weyburn netminder as the Bombers, boy, what could they have done with another 10 seconds?
That's just it.
If it didn't come off the clock there from Cody Napes' deliberation. See, it's always starting the next period I've never liked with the power play, because you start right at center ice, you lose all that time and lose those opportunities. And I think that's what Mike Reagan was very concerned about.
Well, give Cody Mapes credit, because I'll tell you what, that 10 seconds that came off the clock was huge, was it not?
Yeah, the Bombers, they won the draw and just had all sorts of activity. Give it up to Roca, who was very much not sure, I think, where the puck went at each and every time, but managed to keep it out. It's still 2-1 Weyburn.
That was a tremendous save there late, and again, I don't know if he saw it cleanly, but he certainly got his body down, made a heck of a save, and he's the reason why it's only 2-1.
Yeah, because especially in that early going, the Bombers didn't have a lot of, or the Weyburn Red Wings didn't have a lot of shots on goal. It was all tilted towards the Weyburn ice, and the Bombers got that one goal, but weren't able to get as many as they thought they would. Weyburn came back the other way, put one past Tritt. Bombers trying late in the period here, but it is going to be quite the stage to be set here in period number 3.
Tell you what, you do not want to miss the third period tonight. Quickly, the second period scoring summary. Wyatt Stinton able to redirect the puck from the blue line for his 12th of the year. Jakubchuk gets the assist on that one, with Briho getting the second assist, put Flin Flon in front nicely at 9:56. But Weyburn able to jump on a loose puck. The veteran Drew Moldy sees it all the way. Puck laying in front of Trent. I don't think he knew where it was. Mad scramble in front. Moldy races over, skates, flips it in. 17th of the year from Doyle and Schrader at 11:56. Big goal. Weyburn's got life. They're down 1, but it's only 1 goal. Shots were 17-7 in favor of Flin Flon. The Bombers a 2-period total of 23. Weyburn a 2-period total of 16. And Weyburn 0 for 3 on the power play. Flin Flon has 53 seconds remaining in their third chance when we come back for the third period tonight.
And that, boy, it was a very active power play towards the end of it. You give the Flin Flon Bombers 53 seconds with a man advantage. It's going to be another test for Roca to start the third period.
And the Bombers have been absolutely lethal when they lead after 40 minutes of play this year. A perfect 27-0. When Weyburn trails after 2 periods of play this year, their record 3-13. But again, they got to be inspired by the play of their goaltender. He's been a good story here tonight.
Yeah, it's just a 1-goal lead, and it's just seemingly it's going to be something greasy, something ugly in front that's going to turn the tide in this one.
Morozov and Stetton for Flin Flon. Moldy's replied for Weyburn. Great game tonight. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Don't miss tonight's third period. It's going to be absolutely huge. righty. I tell you what, it's been a tremendous hockey game so far through 40 minutes of play. Bombers leading Weyburn tonight 2-1, Raphael, and we've been chatting with the Weyburn play-by-play guy up here as well. People raving about that late save by Joey Roca with that mad scramble from the Weyburn net. Who knows what's going to happen here in the third period, but boy, he's given them a chance.
Yeah, he definitely has. I thought the Bombers, about the before even they had that power play, before they had the goal, they seemingly had grabbed the momentum, had the Weyburn Red Wings on their heels. Weyburn made some defensive miscues, and then coming back the other way, Weyburn was able to score, got that momentum, but that late power play opportunity by the Bombers, boy, did they pour it on. And we talked about the great play by Braden Bruce. What's going to be a real turning point, and what's going to be an interesting to see that won't show up on any box score, those missing 10 seconds going on at the end of the period.
That's huge, and I tell you what, we both talked about that, and I think everybody in the rink would probably agree. I think another 10 seconds, Flin Flon scores, but it was the right call. They didn't start the clock on time. The Weyburn coaching staff obviously caught it, and it's a good thing they did because it might have saved them a goal.
Yeah, Roca was able just to, I don't know if he saw every save that he made, but it was very fortunate, but the puck was kind of alone in the slot when the buzzer went, so the Flin Flon Bombers will have a little bit of an opportunity with the man advantage here going into the third period, but not right where they could have had it.
No, out of town, Nipawin is moving into third place for the time being. They blanked LaRange 4-0 tonight, so they will leapfrog Weyburn for at least the time being. 1 point behind Battleford, who's got an 8-5 lead on Warman late. Looks like the Stars are going to be able to hang on a second spot. Estevan Yorkton, they're battling it out tonight. They're going to overtime. It's tied up at 4. We got Melville, a 2-1 lead on Humboldt in the third, and Melfort up on Kindersley 4-2 heading into the third period tonight. I'll tell you what, if Melfort doesn't make the playoffs, Raphael, they can still do a lot of spoiling, and for Kindersley, big game for them. They're in 7th spot right now, 2 points up on Melville, and 5 points up on Humboldt, so that could be that could be a tough loss for Kindersley tonight if they can't come back in that one.
We're not in the postseason, but we are in the playoffs because every game has that kind of vibe going into it.
You gotta love the SJHL. I mean, we talk about the great parity of this league, and never been a year, like I said, 1 through 8 that has so many possibilities. Actually, 1 through 10.
Yeah, it's gonna go right down to the wire. We were talking about this. You know, you look at the MJHL. There's some very good teams, and there's some very kind of lower tier teams that are still developing. There's not a lot of middle. The middle and the average is so strong. Like just the teams in the middle are so strong here in the SJHL.
Well, that Niverville team, they're having, what have they lost? 3 games in regulation all year?
Number 1 and number 2 in the country.
Yeah.
Fastest growing population in Manitoba. Everybody's moving to Niverville.
And they got a brand new hockey rink there too, didn't they?
That's to it, yeah.
Jacked up crowd here tonight for sure. And very entertaining game between these top tier clubs. Flin Flon in front 2-1, like Raphael mentioned. The Bombers will have 53 seconds of power play time to work with to start the third tonight. But again, it kind of broken up there. Flin Flon had a lot of momentum. Gave Weyburn a much needed rest. They got that big goal by Drew Moldy, and right back in this one, boy, both goaltenders been fantastic. Oh, boy, Joey Roca for Weyburn. 4 or 5 really big saves in that second period. Flin Flon set to start the period in the power play. Miller, Stitton, Ulmer, Miscue, and Morozov has got one of the 2 Flin Flon goals tonight. Wings will win the draw. They'll get it down the ice. Miscue there to pick it up. Schmidt will watch him from in front of the net. They'll swing that pass to Stitton. Nice give and go here to Miller. Miller across the Weyburn line. Jammed up here, but gets it free to Stitton back of the net. Stitton in the corner. Tries to get free. They'll rim it back, but at that time for Morozov. Morozov can't get a stick on it. Knocked away. Great play that time by Sale. And back down inside the Flin Flon zone it goes. Tritt out to play it. We'll leave it back of the net this time for Miscue. Just 16 seconds to go in the power play. Morozov can't pick it up. Pierce with the steal, but he loses it right away. Miller might be a little bit tired.
Hey now.
Geez, I thought that was coming up here. Ramalier will get, how close was that?
You could hear it.
Puck is set back in the Flin Flon zone. Penalty is over. And the Bombers are 0 for 3, so the 2 teams have combined 0 for 6 tonight. The penalty killing units have been strong. Here's the pass to Muka. He'll dump that one in. Sight's going to come out. Look out, Roca there to get it first, though. Beats that to Pierce. He got bumped off the play. Ramalier will throw it back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Briho. Briho on top of it. Had a guy all over him. Good forecheck here by the Wings. They'll poke it free to Seitz. Seitz having a hard time getting out. Lifted that one up the left side. Icing negated. Schrader will go back to pick it up, back of the Weyburn net, but a good job by the wing penalty killing unit. They kill off that Flin Flon Bomber power play to begin the third period. They've got the puck. This is Monroe across the Bomber line. Monroe up the middle! Oh, what a chance that was! Sent on his keister, but still got the shot away. Great opportunity here by Monroe.
Great blocker save by Tritt.
Flin Flon back the other way. They're offside. Delayed call. With a great chance by Monroe, and boy, this Weyburn team, slowly but surely, you remember at one time the shots were pretty lopsided, Raphael, now down to 23-17.
Yeah, well, it took them a while to get cooking there in the second period, but they're coming very aggressively here in the third. Huge blocker save there by Charlie Tritt to keep this a 2-1 game.
Both goaltenders stellar tonight. Boy, great game here both ways. And tight checking and low scoring like we predicted. Les Bronx will take the face-off against Schmidt outside the Weyburn blue line. Flin Flon wins the draw. They'll lift it ahead, but it's turned over right away. This is Sale inside the Flin Flon zone. Lost a handle. Puck comes to blue line. Wings hold it in. Schmidt tried to come back out front. Yakimchuk, I think it went up into his equipment. I didn't see the puck come out anywhere. I don't see it on the ice. I think it's up in his gear someplace.
Everybody's looking for it.
Yeah, I think that one. I think it looked like it went off him, and I think he's. Anyway, they'll go get a puck from the.
Tritt's talking about his crease here.
Be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, you're right. The linesmen's come over. There's a gouge in that crease, and they're going to work on that. This will delay things for a moment or so. But a gouge inside the Flin Flon Bomber crease. Referee, linesman, and Tritt all trying to smooth that edge out. You catch the wrong edge, you go down.
Well, that's what Tritt was saying, and he likes to spend a lot of time deep in his own net. Remember years ago, the goals would just fly off the nets. They'd bring in drills.
This end.
They'd bring in everything they could, and it would just go flying off if you coughed on it.
Yeah, you know, that one end, I think there was one game, I think we counted 13 times it came off.
And they would the goaltenders would nudge it on power plays just to get a whistle.
Nickel, I remember that vividly. Wings win the face-off. Doyle for the blue line, fired it on target. Tritt will kick that to the corner. Rebound grabbed here by Arbery. He gets that ahead to Ulmer. Can't move any further. Doyle took it away from him. Wings back on the attack. Here's a pass down. Look out. Keller in behind the D. We'll get it in deep. Keller back out front. We had a guy there. Fanning on it. Great chance that time was Carmen. Wings get a great chance here early in the third period. Ulmer will lift it in. Puck at the side of the Weyburn net, just knocked away from Arbery. Doyle throws it out front. Bird has it back of the net. Swings that pass ahead. Flin Flon jumped on it. Good job by Miller. Vachon at the blue line. He'll knock it down. Feeds it across. Miscue a chance. That got blocked, and Bird will pick it up, and he'll lift it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's Miller. Back on the attack for Flin Flon. Spins, ripped it wide. Racing in for it is Holmes. He'll pick it up on the fly. Tried to get it in deep. Knocked down by Pierce back of the net, looking for some assistance here. That's DK. Flipped it ahead to Pierce. Pierce has it at center ice. Back inside Flin Flon territory. Martin knocked it down but couldn't clear it out. Here's Carmen. Blue line. Pierce, a one-timer. Takes the stick right out of the hands of Tritt. He doesn't have a stick, but he's lucky. The puck will come to the side of that, and he'll grab it. Nice chance by Pierce there. The former Bomber ripped it on target. Took the stick right out of Tritt's hand.
Yeah, he was very fortunate that he was able to cover up there. It went careening going into the corner. And yeah, Pierce, you notice when he's on the ice, he's a little extra motivated here tonight at the Whitney Forum.
16 and a half minutes remaining in the third period. Shots are 23-20. Weyburn out shooting Flin Flon 4-0 here in the third period. And have had themselves a nice game here tonight. Maybe a bit of a slow start in the opening period, but boy, ever since the Moldy goal, they've been a different team.
They've really jacked it up. Yeah, they had a little dip there in the second period just before the goal.
Wings on the face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. They win another one. They have the puck out front. It goes. There's a chance. That time for DK. Can't get a shot on it cleanly. Bombers off the glass. That should be icing. Pierce will go back. It will be. And a face-off right back inside the Flin Flon zone.
And killing that power play has given Weyburn a lot of confidence. They got a little swagger going on here in the third period.
They certainly do. They've been the better team here in the third, out shooting Flin Flon 5-0. Shots are close in the game now at 23-21. And a big face-off in the Flin Flon zone. The left of the netminder, Charlie Trent Boldy got the Weyburn goal. He'll take the draw here against the Bombers' Miller. Huge face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. Linesman not liking something on that far side with Bruce and Romaleri. He wanted them to get out of the circle. Now they drop the puck. Weyburn will win the draw, but Flin Flon will jump on it. They do fight it out. Morozov falls down. Puck comes back to Monroe. He had that great chance the last time he was out there. Here comes Monroe. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Knows this rink well. Part of that big Melfort team last year. Martin's chance. That one hit a... You guessed it. There's a whole mismatch of guys in front of that net. Could have hit anybody. Wings hold it in. Monroe's chance. In skates in front of the Bomber net. Where's the puck? Martin has it. A chance. That got blocked. Wings pressing here early in the third period to try to tie this game. Here's Miller for Flin Flon. Flipped it ahead from Morozov. Can he get behind the D? He can. He'll pick it up deep, but can't do much with it. Wings quickly get it back up the middle. Nice pass that time. Schmidt has it. Gives way to Monroe. Monroe.
That should be something.
Going to take a penalty here as he took Ulmer to the ice. Tell you what, if I'm Cody Mapes, I don't like that call. You can't take a penalty like that in the offensive zone.
I think the call's fine. I don't think he didn't like the lack of discipline from his own team.
Monroe will take the penalty. Flin Flon will go to the power play for the fourth time, and they need something, Raphael. They've been back on their heels here to start the third.
Yeah, this could be the shot in the arm that the Bombers need, and it's a rarity that the Bombers get 4 chances on the power play without scoring, so the Weyburn Red Wings here playing with fire, with the Bombers getting the man advantage.
15:23 to go. A huge power play here for the number 1 unit coming in. No trouble on the power play on that road trip, but we'll see what they can do here tonight. In this tight 2-1 hockey game, face-off deep in the wing zone. They win the draw, and they'll pick it up and send it down the ice. That's Schrader, who's had a strong game here for the Wings tonight. Tritt out of the net, left it there for Fashon. Look out. Puck is stolen here. Arbery fighting to get it back. Leaves it back of the goal for Fashon. He'll lift it ahead to Seitz. Seitz goes it ahead too far, swatted away from him. Arbery will get it to his blue line, fed it back to Fashon. He fanned on it. Forced back in by Schmidt. Great penalty killing here again by Weyburn. Forcing the Bombers back of their own net. Here's the pass to Arbery. Back to Martin across the Weyburn line. Martin hangs on. Fanned on it. Flin Flon trying to keep it in. Martin along the boards. That's Doyle after it. Knocked away from him, but Flin Flon will hold it in. They'll send that pass to Arbery. Back to Fashon. A shot! Blocked in front that time by Seitz, but he can't get it to go. Seitz back of the goal for Martin. Poked that one back over to Muka. Muka tried to jump on top of that. We'll get a second opportunity. Keeps it in deep that time for Martin. Puck is intercepted. Pass Fashon down the ice. Weyburn can get fresh penalty killers out there. 50 seconds to go, and the Flin Flon power play has not looked good. Weyburn's penalty kill very, very strong here. They're pressing again. Bombers can't even get outside their own zone. They'll get a chance now, though, with the smooth skating Morozov. Morozov wide across the line, throws it back out front for Stitton. Blue line for Miskew. Walks in, hit a skate, puck laid there. Miller can't pounce on that. Ulmer along the boards to Wyatt Stitton. Pinned up along the board. 21 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. There's Morozov. Right point, Miskew races over, he'll keep it in. Miskew races in, a shot over top of the net, it goes. Here's Miller. A lot of room there for Miskew. Miller can't knock it down. Puck will go back inside the Flin Flon zone. That'll do it for another power play. 0 for 4 tonight, but great penalty killing here by Weyburn. You got to give credit where credit's due, and their penalty killing unit has been better than the Bomber power play unit tonight.
Only 1 shot on goal for the Bombers there with the man advantage.
Not surprised. They were back on their heels for most of it. The puck is sent in, and the Weyburn goaltender, Roca, hangs on. They think a little bit of a quick whistle there. Cody Mapes wants a face-off at center ice. Raphael, what do you think?
Well, he's been good advocating. I wouldn't do that, but he's got the silver tongue here tonight, so who knows?
13:07 to go, maybe a bit of a quick whistle. Roca's not happy, I can tell you that. But a great penalty kill nonetheless for the Weyburn Red Wings here.
They were very aggressive, too.
Yes, battling hard here against Flin Flon. It's a 1-goal game, 2-1. That's Bronx to take the face-off here against Schmidt. And a whole bunch of guys are moving there, so they'll blow that down right away. Good crowd, great atmosphere once again at the Whitney Forum. What do you expect for one of the best buildings to Watch hockey in anywhere around the globe. Host set for the face-off here once again. Guys moving all over the place. Linesman telling him, you guys got to wait for me to get set here. Weyburn wins the draw. Holt will race after it in the corner. Taken on hard that time by Schmidt. Puck lifted down the ice. Icing called, and we'll get another opportunity for a Bomber face-off deep in Weyburn territory.
But you can tell the crowd, they're on the edge of their seat here. When they're not making noise, they're just, you can see them over top of here, just kind of, you know, not worried, but definitely very focused on what's going on here.
Just a one shot for Flin Flon in the third period. They're being outshot 6-1. Lesperance to take the face-off once again against Schmidt. And Weyburn wins another face-off, but Flin Flon's Lalamier tried to jump on it. Lesperance will rim that around the boards. Holmes waits for it. He'll knock it down. There's a shot off Sale's stick to the corner. Lesperance try to get in position there. Weyburn been a lot more physical here as the game has gone on as well. They'll get that puck out. Good job that time by Martin, but Flin Flon will flip it back in. Lesperance swats that back to Lalamier. Lalamier tied up, can't get a stick free. There's McIntyre. Back for the wings to center. Flin Flon gets it back to Brio. Shot from Lesperance. That's in! And nowhere near the net. He ripped it 20 feet over top of it. Lalamier. He'll follow that up, try to come back out front. Lesperance. Blue line, Yakubchuk. Long shot, save. Rebound out front. Oh, they can't finish. What a save again by Roca. Lesperance looking up in disbelief.
Two great chances by Lesperance back-to-back, and it was stoned by Roca.
Roca stoning him, getting that right pad out there. Looked like Dominic Hasek on that save.
And it's one of the rare times where you see him out of form. You see him kind of showing off his acrobatics there. Lesperance on the bench. He can't believe it. He's looking up to the heavens. Now he's looking down at himself here as he has had a golden opportunity taken from him.
He thought he outweighted him, but I tell you what, Roca was there. Oh, Roca's been the story of this hockey game. He's been absolutely fantastic. Puck is flipped out. They get went up and hit one of the banners here, that 58-59 banner there, Raphael. You can see it waving there.
Yeah, good year.
Big year for the Bombers coming up. Of course, a big year for the entire community, but the hockey team in particular getting set to celebrate 100 years.
100 years, and how about over 1,000 games for Mike Reagan?
Yes. My understanding is there'll be big league presentation here when Melville's here in a couple weekends' time. That'll be a good weekend to be in.
How about we have 1,000 fans in the building for it?
That'd be nice. Be nice to have 1,000 fans there for these two great teams here this weekend. Good crowd here tonight, though. Miller back of the Weyburn net. Knocked away from him. Wings on it. Oh, Miller came out, got a good slash away on Burgess. Might have got away with one there. There's Carmen. Up the boards to Pierce. He'll take his time. Here comes the former Western Hockey Leaguer and Bomber. Dumping it in. Had a chance to play in a Memorial Cup with Kamloops. Pierce, I think, has been playing junior hockey for like 5 years.
Grizzled veterans.
Yeah. Put on some beef, a little bit bigger since when he played for the Bombers. He was pretty young when he played for Flin Flon, but had that big overtime winner against the Bombers when they met a couple weeks back. Very good player, and I know that Weyburn was very excited to add him. Face-off back in the wing zone, the left of the goaltender, Roca, another former Western Hockey Leaguer who's been the difference in this game. Miskew back at his own blue line. Left it there for Fashon. Gets it ahead from Martin. Morozov tried to catch up with it, knocked away by Burgess. He gets it back inside Flin Flon territory. Miskew will flip that around the boards here for Morozov. Morozov loses it right away to DK. Weyburn has had the puck for a good juncture of this third period. They'll lift it ahead. Here comes Monroe. Monroe takes off across the Bomber line. He'll bring it in deep. Monroe back of the net, still has it. Monroe, nice pass out front. Here's a chance, walking in, and just flipped over top of the net that time by Moldy. Puck loose, and Tritt's going to pounce on that. And boy, Weyburn, they've caught Flin Flon flat-footed on a number of opportunities here in this period.
Yeah, Moldy almost with his second goal of the game. I think he just could have come in a little tighter, let one fly, and Tritt's very fortunate that it just went wide. He's back in the net here, and it looks like they solved that ice issue that they had in there, as he likes to hang out deep in his Bomber net.
He certainly does. The shots once again, 6-3 wings. Another big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone between Sites and Tritt. Back to Sale on target. Oh, Tritt makes the save. There's a bit of a rebound. He jumps on that right away. And Charlie Tritt, a big save there off the face-off. Wait, it's funny. Weyburn in the early going was winning all the faceoffs, and Flin Flon kind of took over. I don't know if the Bombers have won a faceoff in the third period.
Yeah, that's a really bit of struggle here. That's why they had so much success there in the first period.
Schmidt will take the draw again against Seitz to the left of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Weyburn pressing here, trying to tie this game. They've been by far the better team here in the third period. Bombers will work it out. That's kicked back in, but they're offside. Here's Yakubchuk. Back to center ice to Ulmer. He'll dump this in for Seitz. He'll try to catch up with it. Can't get to it. Carmen does. Throws it back out front. Grabbed here by Schmidt. Gonna come back to Sale. Puck will come in from the Bomber net. Bruce is there. How about that play he made in the second period? Might have saved the goal. Here's a chance for Seitz. Can he get a stick on it? No, that one whacked away. McNichol for the Wings. Plays it back to Schmidt across the Bomber blue line. Knocked away by Yakubchuk. Here's Seitz. Beats it to Ulmer. He'll get a hold of it. He'll rip it in. Roca stares that down back of the net. And he'll flip it back to left point. Mounier can't hold the line. Puck rolls back inside the Weyburn zone. There's a bounce pass. Keller will pick it up for the Wings. He loses an edge, but hangs on to it. Good work by Keller along the boards. Back to Doyle. Here's long shot into the glove. Tritt will snare that and hang on. 9:42 to go in the third period. You got to be pretty happy for Cody Mapes right now. His team's, ever since it worked, but he called his team out. The last media timeout, Raphael, and they've been a lot different team since then.
Yeah, he definitely put a burr in their saddle as the Weyburn Red Wings, in terms of puck possession and control, have done a good job here in this third period, despite being down 2-1. Charlie Tritt, I will say, a little better rebound control than the other side with Roca there. Roca, with that Les Moretz goal, a couple of bites of the apple, you only get one chance with Charlie Tritt, it seems, so far here in the third period.
Weyburn, though, doing things right. They're winning a lot of face-offs. They're taking their time. They're throwing everything they can to the net, and they continue to play this well. They have been definitely pressing here.
And they're getting in and in tight, and that's why it's very fortuitous that Tritt has such good rebound control, because there's such a swarm out in front of him if he gives them another chance.
Media timeout here. Flin Flon remains in front 2-1. We can take a look at what's happening in the other games. We mentioned Nipwood, of course, picked up a big victory tonight. They've been red hot of late for the 4-0 shutout victory against the Larange Ice Wolves. 8-5. Battleford has beaten Warman. Yorkton holds off Estevan tonight 5-4. Humboldt's come back to tie things up. They need points as well. 2-2 against Melville late in the third. And Melfort a 4-2 lead on Kindersley. Less than 9 minutes remaining in the game. Every one of those games has something to play for tonight.
Yeah, it's all bunching up tight, and definitely these two teams are right up there with them.
Face-off back in the Flin Flon zone. The right of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. Miller set for the face-off here against Drew Moldy, the Weyburn goal scorer. Wings have been playing hard. They win another draw. Pierce's chance. And that will get redirected over the glass and out of play. It's obvious what Weyburn's game plan is. They're getting it back, and they're just shooting it and hoping it hits somebody or they screen the goaltender or whatever. They're shooting and shooting from all over the place.
Well, we saw one of the shots hit about 3 or 4 skates and just never went into the net. It's like Plinko out there sometimes.
Moldy against Miller again. And again the Wings win the draw. Back to Pierce, a chance. The fuck did they score? You knew it was just a matter of time the way that Weyburn was coming on. Redirected by Romolari. And Weyburn has tied this game and continue to give the Bombers all kinds of problems here at the Whitney Forum.
Yeah, they were just swarming them, and the puck possession, the time of their own end, just seemingly a matter of time here as the Bombers a little back of their heels, and we're all tied to 2 apiece.
Romolari redirects that past Tritt. It's even at 2. Weyburn, like I said, has been totally the better team here in the third period. And Flin Flon don't really have their feet moving, do they?
Well, even the first 53 seconds when they had that power play, they didn't have a great opportunity. It's been right off the hop for Weyburn.
Romolari has scored, and Weyburn has tied up this game at 2. We'll see how the Flin Flon Bombers respond. But again, Weyburn, remember, has beaten Flin Flon 9 of the last 12 times they've played and have won 4 of the last 5 here at the Whitney Forum, and determined to come in here and win again tonight to snap that 18-0 home streak for Flin Flon. The Wings right now very determined, and the face-offs have been absolutely huge in this game.
Yeah, it's the Bombers, like we mentioned there in the first period, that's how they were able to really control the game here, and ever since after that, Weyburn taking things with the winning of the face-offs and leading them into scoring.
Romolari has scored. It's 2-2. Still plenty of time on the clock. 9:17 remaining in the third period tonight as Stitton will line up for the face-off here against Moldy once again. Not a lot of great chances for football, but they do win a face-off. That comes back to Fashon. He's got it through traffic, hits a leg. Held in by Miscue. He'll throw it in the corner this time for Breho. Breho try to get it to settle down. That's picked up by Stitton and blown down here by the referee. I think it might have been hit with a high stick. It was. That's what they signal, so that's why they'll blow it down. And they're going to face off once again here, deep in Weyburn territory.
An opportunity here for the Bombers with a couple of face-offs in the end just to give Tritt a chance to recover. And who knows on the Bomber end? I think it's going to be something ugly. It's going to be off of a skate. It's going to be off of a low stick, off of a deflection here is the way you're going to get it by each of these goaltenders.
Pierce and Moldy, by the way, get the assist on Romolari's goal. Just his third of the year, but a big one here at the Whitney Forum tonight. All even at 2. Here's Reed Arbery for Flin Flon. He'll send that one in, hit a partition. Pierce is there. Played up the boards. Flin Flon will hold it in for the time being. That's picked up here by Breho. Dumped it in deep. Bird couldn't find it. Stitton has it. Stitton, good work. Back of the net. This is Arbery. Pinned up along the boards this time by Bird. Arbery fights to get away. Lifts it around the boards. Fashon will race over the left side to try and hold it in. Gets it along the boards to Breho. Back it deep again, but Weyburn pushing everything to the outside. And they'll get the puck free. Down the ice it goes. Miscue had a chance, but couldn't knock it down. Icing negated. 8:20 to go in the third period. Here's Miscue. Tap that one ahead. Looking for Morozov, but it'll roll in deep. Here's a steal by Morozov. Trying to come back out front. That one got partially blocked. Flin Flon fighting to hold it in. There's a chance through traffic, and a good job that time by Roka to see it with Miller in front of him. Miller in the corner. Picked up by Martin. Lost the handle. Intercepted this time by Lalamier, who's got the, by Romolari, who's got the tying goal. Bruce back in the Flin Flon zone. Miller along the boards, tried to get the puck out. He's pinned up there. Weyburn battling away. Puck does squirt free. Morozov has it for Flin Flon. Fanned on it, but got it back here to Bruce. Tried to lift it ahead. Pierce intercepted it, sends it back in. Look out. Yakubchuk, a little trouble there, handling the puck at the side of his own net. Here comes that ferocious forecheck by Weyburn again. The Bombers will cough it up. Carmen will keep it in. Monroe back of the net. Monroe hangs onto it. Bruce will pin him up along the boards. Dug free by Lesbrance, flipped it to Yakubchuk, who looks a little tired to me. Puck flipped back out front. Bruce off the glass, does get it out. McNichol will fire it right back in. They're going to keep Yakubchuk on the ice. He needs to get off for a change in the worst way. Played it back to Lalamier, can't come up with it. Puck will roll back in Weyburn territory. Icing called. And Yakubchuk cannot get off the ice, Raphael.
Yeah, he's got to be...
He's dead out there.
Yeah, he's kind of just gliding out there. A rare mistake there by Charlie Trent. He put down his glove to try and find the puck, and it wasn't there. It was like a magic trick.
6:52 to go. Shots are 26-25 Flin Flon. The Wings, though, have tied it up here on a beautiful redirection by Romolari, his third of the year. And Weyburn pressing. Flin Flon just hanging on here. Have really had a tough time in their own zone in this game. Bruce off the draw. We'll flip that over to Ulmer. He's bumped off the play. Puck comes free. Puck bouncing again inside Flin Flon territory. They dig it through skates. Lalamier couldn't get it out. Weyburn holds it in. There's a chance. Fired on target. A big save by Tritt. Highway robbery there on Burgess. And as this game looms on, Raphael, we might remember that save. Yakubchuk out there still. Trying to throw that back out front. But Sean will hold it in. Now Yakubchuk will finally get off for a change. What a save, though, by Charlie Tritt moments ago.
And it led to clearing it, which the Bombers have had trouble doing.
Bombers try to put that back in. DK has it. Back to Burgess. Big body check there. Fans will cheer that. Meanwhile, look out. We got a scrap coming up here.
Lesperance going at it.
Schrader didn't like the hit. He comes over. He yanks the helmet off Lesperance. And Schrader and Lesperance are going to make things happen here. Schrader reaches out, misses with a couple of shots, and they both fall to the ice pretty quickly. 6:01 remaining here in the third period tonight. Lesperance goes down hard on the ice.
And Lesperance is cut.
It didn't like the hit, but boy, this Weyburn team, they're jacked up, Raphael. It'll be interesting to see who gets the momentum out of that. It was a big body check by Les Bronze, but Weyburn responded with the fight right after it. They've got the goal, and Flin Flon's been kind of hanging on here in this third period.
Well, they got the crowd back into it. Like I was talking, there was a lot of nervous energy just amongst the crowd. You could cut the tension with a knife, and Les Bronze trying to release that tension with a scrap cut on his right eye there, as the Bombers will see if they can feed off of the fisticuffs going on here in the final 6 minutes.
6:01 to go. Shots dead even at 26 apiece. A great game tonight. Wings and Bombers tied up at 2. Flin Flon the early 2-0 lead, but their goaltender again, Joey Roca, with some tremendous saves, allowing his team a chance to come back. And it can be probably the most popular cliche in hockey, but it's so true. It's not necessarily how many saves you make, but when you make them. Timely saves. That breakaway save on Ryder Muka's one that I remember back in the second period.
That timely save by Charlie Tritt, too, as the Bombers were having trouble clearing it, made a big kick save. He doesn't give a lot of rebounds out, but I think that helped the Bombers actually clear it and move it into the Weyburn end.
Charlie Tritt, a huge save on a bad giveaway in the Flin Flon zone.
And they just couldn't. They were just there was miscues. They were fanning on it. They just couldn't get it out anyway. It needed Tritt to come in and clear, as the officials are discussing what the penalties are going to be here.
I think one of the issues is the guy removed his helmet. And I think that might be something that they're discussing.
Well, Les Bronze has got the cage on.
Yeah, his came off, but the Weyburn guy,
Trader,
he took his helmet off. So that might end up being a penalty. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that. So I know that that's some discussion about him removing his helmet.
Well, they're talking to players on one end. They're talking to Mapes and friends on the bench there.
Be very interesting to see how Flin Flon might be looking for an instigator too, right?
There's 2 up on Weyburn for sure.
I wonder if it's the fact that he took his helmet off. I'm thinking probably the instigator, Raphael, but I know that that could be something as well. We'll see if both teams end up getting a penalty here. There's 2 up on the Weyburn side. There isn't a player in either penalty box. Looks like a Weyburn guy's going to go in now. So going in to take the penalty here for Weyburn's going to be Burgess.
The Bombers got to get a power play on this?
I'm not sure.
It is, yeah.
Well, so far,
well,
the referee's corner to talk. They do have power play up on the board here.
Stoyce Embroidery is letting us know it's a power play, Rob.
What a chance there for the Bombers tonight. That lethal power play they've got have not had a lot of good offensive chances. So here's the play here on the body check, I think. Oh, they're just showing the fight. And he takes his helmet off here, and I want to wait to see what the call is here.
Well, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Bombers, is to have a power play.
I don't think they care what the call is. They get a chance to possibly try and retake the lead here, their 5th power play of the game. Arbery, Martin, Seitz, Muka, and Fashon. The Weyburn penalty killers, McNichol, Doyle, Sale. And I'm trying to see the number on the far boards there. That's probably Pierce, I'm assuming. No, it's Bird. Bird's got it. Look out. Muka takes a puck up high. He's down. And the puck is lifted back inside the Flin Flon zone. Tread out to play it. Aggressive penalty kill by Weyburn again. They won't let Flin Flon breathe. Fashon back of his own net. Swings that pass back up to Martin. Knocked away that time by Bird. Boy, this Weyburn penalty killing has been good tonight. Fashon forced back of his own net. Here's Fashon. Swings that pass to Arbery. Back to center and intercepted by Bird again. Flin Flon can't get going. Fashon forced back in his own zone. 1:20 to go in the power play. 5:20 in the third period. Fashon loses the handle. Look out. Robillari, already a goal tonight, takes it away from, throws it back out front. Trying to finish up. Oh, there's a chance. Tritt with the save. Wings come close, short-handed. Here comes Miller back the other way. Miller takes off, a backhander on target, steered away that time by Roca. Boy, the Wings, what a game they've played here tonight. Down the ice it goes. Tritt will make the save. 52 seconds remaining in the power play. Under 5 minutes to go in the third. And this Bomber power play has not been able to get going. Here's Morozov. Lifts that pass to Ulmer. Morozov along the boards. Fights free, throws to the blue line. Nobody's home. And Miskey will pick it up on the Bomber side of center. Gives it away. Poke back down inside. The Flin Flon trying to force things here, Raphael.
Yeah, you can see they're kind of chasing the puck.
Miscue forced back in his own zone. The power play, not how they drew it up, I can tell you that. But you got to give Weyburn's penalty killing unit a lot of credit. They've just been that bad. They've been that much better than the Bomber power play. Yakubchuk, he'll try again. At center ice, lifted it ahead. Breho trying to find some room. Lalamier will keep it in. Fanned on it, got it back. Lalamier trying to come out front. There's a save by Roca. Penalty is over. Burgess out of the box, and Flin Flon 0 for 5 here tonight. Leo Seitz knocked it down, held it in. Breho back out front. Lalamier knocked away right away. Bombers keep it in. Lalamier back of the net. Throws it out front. Swatted away that time. Good defensive play. And the Wings get it back to center. This is Burgess. He'll send it in with 3.5 remaining in the third period. Miller in the corner. Monroe falls down. That'll give Flin Flon a chance to play it out. Miller again. Looking for some room up the right side. Flipped it in along the boards. Chased after it. Throws it out front off the side of the Weyburn net. Monroe got it back. Played it ahead. Here come the Wings. Romaleri, what a third period for him. Throws it in. Bombers want an icing call. They're not going to get it. Bruce. He'll get it again. Here comes Bruce to center. Played that one back to Yakubchuk. Rolled in. Pierce has got it for the Wings. Back ahead. He had Monroe behind the D. Buck will roll to the side of that. Icing called. And 2:56 to go. How about that Weyburn penalty kill?
Yeah, the Bombers really couldn't get anything going there, and it's a rarity this year that they're going 0 for 5 with the man advantage. Weyburn very aggressive, miscues by the Flin Flon Bombers. Weyburn almost with an opportunity with a shorthanded goal. Again, Charlie Tritt keeping this one a tie game.
2:56 to go. I think the Bombers have called a timeout. I think that's a good move. This is a huge face-off inside the Weyburn zone, so Mike Reagan picking, I think, a pretty good time to call his timeout here.
Well, you might as well just give everybody a chance to settle down, whether it's either you give them a rah-rah speech or you do something tactically here, as Cody Mapes is also discussing things on his end, as it is going to be a very tense final 2 minutes, 56 seconds. As it doesn't look like these teams are, there is, you know, the threat of overtime going on there, but these teams, I don't think they want to let it go that far. But man, with all that open ice 3-on-3, oh, that would be something here. It'd
be interesting to see if the Bombers could contain Weyburn's speed 3-on-3.
Well, see, both teams are just such with skating, but it just looks like Weyburn's game with a lot more power, with a lot more purpose here in the third period.
And the thing is, you can't turn the puck over against them, and that's what's been happening. And remember, that's what happened in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and
almost the exact same thing.
Bombers had a problem with that, especially in their own end.
Stettin will take the face-off here inside the wing zone as he lines up here against McNichol. And the Wings win another face-off. Here they come, quickly outside the zone. It's Pierce down across the Bomber line. Pierce will hang on to it along the boards. Pierce, tied up, works it free. There's Sale after it. Boy, his feet never stop moving. He digs it free. Good work here by Pace. Out front, Pierce, a chance. Oh, Trent the save. And again, Weyburn winning another battle along the boards. And they continue to press. The shots are 12-4 Wings here in the third period. And I'll tell you, Raphael, Flin Flon is just hanging on here.
Fantastic rebound control again there by Charlie Tritt. It bounced off of the logo and was able to cover up. That gets misplayed. It's going into the back of the net.
Weyburn with all the confidence right now. You can hear them the way that they're talking and drawing up plays. Flin Flon is kind of holding back. Maybe praying for a bit of a miracle here right now with the way that they've had a tough third period.
We're still tied, bro.
Weyburn all over them, though. They need something to happen here in a hurry. Bruce, along the boards, he falls down. Yakubchuk has his guy tied up. That's Monroe. Monroe's had another good game here tonight as well. His feet continue to move as well. Well, look at Monroe. Look at the work he's doing back there, kicking that puck free. Bombers off the glass. They do get out. It's a race for the puck. Breho will take off up the ice. Here's Breho. A backhander on target. The save made here by Roca. Flin Flon looking for the loose puck back of the net. That's grabbed here by the Wings. A quick pass outside the zone. Monroe back to center. Off the boards in Flin Flon territory. Bruce there to get it. Bruce has got it. Feeds it back to Yakubchuk a little bit behind him. DK was in on him. Just got rid of it. A minute 40 to go. Muka will tap it home. Roca back to that. Really hasn't had to face a tough shot here in the third period. Trying to stay loose though. Might be called upon here late. Here's Morozov. Sends it back in. DK is there. He'll dump it to the corner to Carmen. Carmen up the boards. Morozov got a piece of it. Wings get it back. Back to the attack. Burgess drops it back to center. DK along the left-hand side. There's a chance over top of that, fired over top of the right shoulder that time by Pierce. Flin Flon tried to get going the other way. Morozov gets hammered here by Burgess. Big body check there. And again, the Weyburn bench cheering that on. They've got everything going right now. McNichol takes the pass. Walks in. Back door into the glove. And a save by Tritt. Good job that time by the Bomber D-man Flin to get back. And he tied up the Weyburn forward there, Sale. But boy, the Wings doing everything, Raphael. Face-offs, body checks, getting back and defending. They've played a really good, this is as good as a period I've seen anybody play at this rate here this year.
Yeah, the Weyburn's on their front foot. They're just being just that much more aggressive. They're not being reckless. Everything's kind of clicking. They're getting all the puck bounces that they can. See what the Bombers can do here, less than a minute to go.
Moldy to take the face-off against Stitton to the right of the goaltender, Charlie Tritt. 55 seconds remaining in the third. That Weyburn bench electric. Look at keep their mastery going here at the Whitney Forum, where they've had nothing but success the last 2 years. Flin Flon will win the face-off. They will get the puck out. Arbery will pick it up. One-on-one against Carmen. Arbery got it in, but he didn't fool Carmen at all. He stayed with him and made a good play. Back to Moldy. Look out, Moldy falls down, almost gives it away. Sale will come back and pick it up. Puck bouncing on him. Puck laying inside the Weyburn zone. Pierce trying to poke that ahead. Grabbed instead by Carmen. Carmen in the corner. Lifts it ahead. Bruce pitches in. Can't keep it in. Puck comes back to Yakupchuk at center. He'll rip it right back inside the zone. Maybe a couple Weyburn guys tired right now. There's a good opportunity here by Ulmer. Tries to zigzag away from traffic along the boards. Yakupchuk can't hold it in. Here's Pearson, Bruce racing after it. Bruce trying to get back. Pierce tied him up well, rode him into the boards good as well. Gives the puck away to Monroe, but Flin Flon will snag it back. Time going to expire here. And we're going to get overtime, Raphael. We're going to get a chance to see how these teams go 3-on-3. Cody Mapes looks like he's pretty excited to me. He knows basically they've got at least 1 point, maybe two, and knows they have the momentum going into overtime.
Yeah, Mike Reagan's got to be happy he got that whistle here, trying to just get a reset. As the Bombers, they've got some smooth and powerful skaters on their end as well. They got Charlie Tritt in between the pipes, but it is going to be, I think, discipline and puck control is going to be the name of the game in overtime. Lots of turnovers happen. Momentum shifts the other way within a blink of an eye. Should be very exciting with these two high-caliber, high-powered skaters.
Weyburn outshot Flin Flon 13-5 in the third. They lead 29-28 through regulation. And the Bombers, like I said, very lucky to get the game to overtime. A couple big saves there by Charlie Tritt that you commented on late in the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. His rebound control, I think, is what got this one into overtime. And the Weyburn Red Wings with great opportunities, great chances, great winning the faceoffs, but just not getting that final finish.
Romaleri has tied the game. The only goal in the third period. His third at 10-26 from Pierce and Moldy. Wings won the faceoff. The quick chance from the blue line by Pierce. And Romaleri just redirects the puck over top of Charlie Tritt's shoulder, who's made some good saves. Good goaltending battle here tonight.
Yeah, good battle here. A lot of aggression. I think great power being shown there by the Weyburn Red Wings. I don't think they can really dominate with a forecheck like they would 5-on-5, like they're going to do 3-on-3. So see how things go here as both sides open it up.
Very interested to see. I mean, I think one of the things I've noticed in the third period that the Bomber defense has had a little bit of trouble with the Weyburn speed. I'm really interested to see on this 3-on-3. And of course, you turn the puck over, and either team, of course, has got so many weapons that can make it interesting.
And you've commented on fatigue a bit of a factor here. The Bombers doing so much defending, they're a little guzzled here.
Miller, Martin, and Flin will start for Flin Flon. Pierce. Looks like both Pierces are out there, as well as Drew Moldy. And that's how we're going to start overtime here. And this is the big defenseman, Ryland Pierce, who's got the puck inside his own zone. He'll swing that pass ahead, and they'll get that one in deep here. Weyburn going to go for broke. I'm sure trying to score quickly if they can. Flin, he'll pick it up and quickly take it off his stick. But Martin over to help him. It's a 2-on-1. Martin hangs on, walks in, shoots. Good save again by Roca, who didn't have to make a tough save in the entire third period. Here comes Pierce. Back across the Bomber blue line. Whiffed on it. He'll grab it again. Pierce hanging on to it. Good work. Flin can't take it from him. Tries to tie him up along the boards. Wings already make a change here. They've got the puck, and They'll try to work it back out front here. That's Monroe getting tied up here. We got a penalty in overtime, Raphael.
Wow.
Flin Flon going to take a penalty. Monroe got hooked up, and the Wings are going to get a 4-on-3 power play here in overtime. I talked about the speed again.
I don't know. That seemed a little questionable at best.
Well, Miller doesn't like the call either. It is a hook and call, and Weyburn will get a chance to win it in overtime. Their fourth chance of the game. In 4-on-3, there's going to be a lot of open ice here. So Miller will go for the hook. Here's the play along the boards. Or I thought we might see it again. You thought a marginal call then, Raphael?
I agree with the Whitney Forum faithful.
Moldy will take the face-off against Arbery back in the Flin Flon zone, the right of the netminder, Charlie Tritt. Great chance here for the Wings. Bombers win the face-off. They needed that one. Here's Yakubchuk. Hit a partition, came back to Arbery, and he'll get it out. Pierce will stay out there for the Wings. Fans obviously don't like the call. But we'll see what the Flin Flon Bomber penalty killing unit can do here. Here's the drop pass to Sale. Sale's got it. He'll take off inside the Flin Flon zone. Dropped it back here. That's Moldy. Back in tight for Sale. Back out front to Pierce. A lot of traffic in front. There's a chance, Monroe. Good glove save by Tritt. That looked nice.
In front of a lot of traffic, too.
You know what? He's had a lot of good saves tonight, Raphael. That might be his best one.
Yeah, that was a scoop up there because there were two Bombers and a Red Wing in front of him, and he was able to see it. I was talking about that excellent vision that Tritt has.
Big save there. Moldy set for the face-off again against Arbery deep inside the Flin Flon zone to the right of the netminder Charlie Tritt, trying to keep his team in it. Wings win the face-off. They're on the power play. Monroe back out front. There's a chance by Sale off a stick over the glass and out of play. Minute 29 to go in the power play. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the overtime period. Oh, what a game here tonight.
And this is where winning the face-offs are going to be key here.
Absolutely. And if you're Flin Flon, you don't want to get hemmed in your zone and get tired, right?
Well, it's
good move by Mike Reagan again. He's making a change here.
Yeah, and it's thrown off the whole dynamic of overtime, which is so free-flowing and so much space out there. Now it's just the Bombers holding on here defending.
You want to get fresh legs out there, so they'll take Arbery off and put Stitton in. He'll come in there fresh. And the face-off again in the Flin Flon zone, the left of the Bomber netminder Tritt. I'm not sure what's happening in Weyburn now. Well, they got the referee and the linesman below us. Are they having trouble with the clock again here tonight? Yeah, they are. They had to adjust seconds on it again. They took 2 off this time. It was 3:38. Now it's down to 3:36. I don't think Mike Reagan thinks that's enough, Raphael, by the reading his body English.
Well, they just spin it back to 1993.
Anyway, they take 2 seconds off. Moldy will take the face-off against Stitton. And nice job by Stitton. The puck will come out. And Pierce will go back to pick up the puck at his own blue line. He'll set things up from there. Dropped it back to Sale. He's got it. Sale, good move across the Bomber line. Here he comes. Sale walks in, comes out front. Monroe can't get a stick on it. Knocked out by Yakubchuk. Pierce back to catch up with it. Feeds it back to Sale. A minute 5 to go on the power play. He'll give way to Monroe. Monroe's got it. Across the Bomber line, the former Melfort Mustang. Brings it in a backcounter. Big save by Tritt. Monroe will shovel it back out front. Wings still have it. Pierce takes a look. Back out front to Sale. Pierce the one-timer. There's Tritt. Big save as Bruce and Moldy mix it up in front of the net. Oh, Will Monroe's had a fantastic game. For as good as Roca was early, Will Monroe's been well, they've had a number of guys play well, but Monroe in particular has created something every time he's been out there.
And Charlie Tritt is keeping the Bombers in this one. Another huge save to keep this one still going in overtime as the Bombers are giving the Weyburn Red Wings lots of chances here with a man advantage in the extra frame.
46 seconds to go on the power play. Arbery back out there to take the face-off against Pierce. And the Wings win the draw. Carmen has it at the blue line. Takes a look, he shrugs it off. Gets the return pass, hangs on. That one got blocked by Arbery, but he can't get it out. Bruce along the boards, nice body check there. He'll chip it back to the goal. Yakubchuk on top of it, and he'll get it to length of the ice. Broke out to make the save. 23 seconds to go in the power play, 2.5 minutes remaining in overtime. Here comes Carmen. Back to the Weyburn blue line. To center. Carmen will bring it in. Dropped it back there for Pierce. Carmen back it, comes out front. Goes through some legs. Doyle pinched in, fed it back out front to Burgess. Here's Doyle. Back to Burgess. Sends it back to Carmen. One-timer! There's Tritt taking it away from Pierce. A great save. Power play over. And Miller is back on the ice. Can he get back into play? Wings still have control. Doyle at the blue line can't hold it in. And boy, what a big penalty kill that was. And Raphael absolutely right. That was Charlie Tritt. Here comes Mounier. Back the other way. Flin Flon, I don't think, they do have one shot in overtime. Weyburn's got 4. And are out shooting Flin Flon 33-29 so far now in the extra period. Here's the drop pass to Sale. Sale's got it. Inside the Flin Flon zone. Sale after it. Vachon got a piece of it, lost his stick. And the puck is loose inside the Flin Flon zone. Muka working hard to try to get it free. It comes back to the Bomber net. Vachon gets his lumber back. He's got it. Minute 20 to go in overtime. Flin Flon, killing that penalty, have not had a lot of good chances so far. 3-on-3. Vachon forced back in his own zone. Gets it back to Seitz. Here's Leo Seitz, tried to thread that needle back over to Miskew, but Wings blocked it. Muki in there trying to grab the puck. Pierce had a hold of his stick here. Fans reacting to that. Flin Flon trying to come back out front. There's a big collision there. Sales got it. He'll drop it back to DK at center. Less than a minute remaining in overtime. Here's Pierce. Sale will come back and pick it up. Arbery on top of him. Forces Sale back of the Weyburn net. Here's Sale. Back to Carmen. Almost lost him. It gets it back to Sale. Wings on the attack again. Doyle will dump it in. Miscue for Flin Flon. Tried to play that back to Arbery. Arbery along the boards. Can't knock it down. Puck is loose. Doyle has it. Doyle shoots it. Blocked in front of the net. I'm not sure who that hit. I think it might have hit Miscue. Flin Flon scrambling to try to get the puck out. Back on their heels here again. Vachon will pick it up with only 16 seconds to go. That one too far, cut off here by Carmen. Carmen will flip it out. Doyle will have it, one last chance. Doyle across the Bomber line, Miscue comes over, blocks that, over the glass and out of play. And obviously the power play, a big part of that overtime. Flin Flon not being able to muster much at all in this overtime period, but again, did a good job to kill the penalty. In particular, some big saves by Charlie Tritt. Yeah, Charlie Tritt usually likes to stay in between the pipes there, deep in his net. Did a good job coming off, cutting off the angle there with his last big save, as the Bombers have got 4 seconds left before we perhaps see a shootout. And how about the face-off here, Raphael? 4 seconds, you can do it. I've seen it. That's a lot of time, and who knows, maybe he'll be slow to start the clock again. I would be better be on that quick. Face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone, the right here. Nate's just looking at it. Well, you better believe he is. I don't blame him. Off the face-off, Vachon's got it. And it looks like we're going to go to the shootout here tonight, Raphael. Are you a fan of the shootout, yes or no? You know, regular season, I'm okay with it. I'm not 3-on-3. I think it's a little gimmicky, but the shootout just you want to have a winner at the end of the day. But I like a good. You like a good triple overtime, Rob. It would have been interesting had we been playing. Of course, they would have played 5-on-5 in the overtime too. But anyway, Charlie Tritt, what a game for him tonight, giving his team a chance here. The shots through overtime, 4-1 Weyburn. And they wind up with 33, the Bombers with 29. Now we'll see what they can do in the overtime period. Of course, Flin Flon without some pretty good players here on the shootout. Joey Lee's been pretty good for them in the shootout this year. They won't have him. Their scratches would be a great shootout lineup. Wow, obviously, is a big one. Alexander with his speed. So Flin Flon missing some good players here for the shootout tonight. What do you like? Do you like going slow TJ Oshie style, Rob, or you go just barreling through? You know what? I think it all depends where you shoot. If you're the first guy, maybe, but you know, if you're a couple deep in, maybe sometimes like to catch the goalie maybe napping a bit. I like the guys that go in and just wire it at the goalie. Yeah, just shoot from the blue line. I mean, it's interesting. I think it's tough to say. I mean, when you start off, maybe, but again, the deeper you get in, you want to try and catch the goalie if you can. I think the goalies are so good these days. I don't think you gotta overthink it. I don't think you're gonna fool a lot of guys. I think you gotta use your speed. So here we go. It's going to be the shootout to decide it here tonight. Weyburn looks like they're going to shoot first. The captain's going to get an opportunity here tonight. It's going to be Lucas Schmidt. And he'll pick it up. Schmidt will pick it up, and he is going slow down the right side. Cutting in, Schmidt. Look out, he scores! Finds a way to jam it in. Lucas Schmidt makes it 1-0 Weyburn in the shootout. The Bombers are going to go with Leo Seitz here. He'll be the first shooter. Looked like Trent had to save there, but it just kind of went off his stick and able to find its way in. Leo Seitz will pick it up now for Flin Flon. He stick handles as well. Walks in, scores! Same thing, it looked like Oka had a piece of it, but off his stick and in. And both goals very similar. Hit the goalie's stick before it went in.
Yeah, I think they kind of had the goalies kind of fooled a little bit coming in so slow. Seitz able to score to make the shootout 1-1.
Here comes DK. We remember him from the SJHL semifinal last year. What a player he is. He'll go down the left side. DK cuts in, makes a couple moves, maybe one too many. And Charlie Trent will poke that ahead. Bombers going to go with Ryder Muka here. Had a pretty good road trip. Has been fairly quiet in this game tonight. Not a lot of room for him, but he'll get an opportunity here. And Muka will pick it up. He looks like he's low. He's going to drift over to the right side as well. Muka hangs on. Muka, couple moves. One move too many. Mishandles the puck. And we'll see what Weyburn could do in their final shooter. Looked like Muka had a good move there, but just kind of lost the handle at the last second. Burgess is going to shoot this time for the Wings, and Cody Mapes noticing something, mentioned something to him. He might know where to go. We'll see. Burgess will pick it up. He's going to go down the left side as well. Burgess hangs on, and there's Trent with a good save there. Reed Arbery going to get a chance to win it here for Flin Flon on the shootout. What a year for Reed Arbery. Breakout year for him this year.
He's no Tom Burgess, that's for sure.
No, he's not, but fans are chanting for Reed Arbery. He's got it. He's going to slowly take his time, makes his way out front. Arbery hangs on, he rips it over top. Roca takes it off the shoulder. Tried something a little bit different. The guys were trying that fancy move. He just decided to get in tight and shoot it.
Yeah, he plucked it high. I think he just got too much under it. As we go to the fourth shooter now.
19 goals for him this year. Here comes the Wings' next shooter. This is Pierce. Been a good player for them tonight. Pierce walks in. And Trent there again. They've been shooting low blocker on him. Have you noticed that, the last three guys?
They've all gone stick side, yeah.
They're all trying to go low blocker on Trent, and he's been able to rise to the occasion. Morozov, who's got some pretty sweet hands, got that beautiful first goal here tonight. And we'll see what Mr. Morozov can do. He's going to glide across the Weyburn blue line as well. Morozov walks in, hangs on, and again lifts it over top of the net. He tried the same thing that Arbery did, so they're trying to go high glove hand here. Both teams have their spots picked, but it's not working.
Yeah, the scouting report in theory looks good, but you got to execute.
Shooting now for Weyburn. Here comes McNichol. McNichol will pick it up. He's going to glide down the left side as well. McNichol hangs on, shoots it, nowhere near the net. Here comes Wyatt Stitton now for Flin Flon. Has a goal here tonight. A new career high for him in 12. This will jack the crowd up. Stitton will take off. He'll pick it up at center. Here comes Wyatt Stitton. Walks in, shoots, scores! And the Bombers remain a perfect 19-0 on home ice. Wyatt Stitton, and they were all shooting high glove hand.
Well, we were talking about it there beforehand. You go in kind of slow gliding. Stitton was the fastest one to go using that speed, and I think he turned that into the proper momentum because that's how you normally do it during the game. You get that muscle memory going, and Wyatt Stitton scores it, and the Bombers take a wild one here at the Whitney Forum.
They certainly do. Boy, what a great game. Both these goaltenders absolutely fantastic. And Wyatt Stitton will walk in and he'll score over top of the left shoulder here, Joey Roca, who made a lot of big saves. But you know what? If you're Cody Mapes, you got to really be happy with that effort here tonight.
You got yourself a point. You'll be back at it tomorrow. You went to the shootout with the Bombers. But Flin Flon showing off why they are the top team in the SJHL. A lot of scoring touch here with the Maroon and White.
Looked like Weyburn was going to be able to pull away. They were by far the better team in the third period and in overtime. But Charlie Trent keeps his team in it. And he's the difference here tonight, Raphael. I think I'd have to say Charlie Trent is the biggest reason why Flin Flon hung on and won this game.
Those late saves, those big saves during the power play, during overtime, and kind of switched up his game when the breakaways were going on, came way out of his net, which he doesn't usually do, cut off the angles, real smart play, and was able to take it for the Bombers.
So Flin Flon will keep that perfect streak going now, a perfect 19-0 at the Whitney Forum. But boy, give the Weyburn Red Wings a lot of credit. They played one heck of a game here tonight.
Yeah, they had all the momentum going into the third period there. Had a lot of it with the man advantage there, but it's just that scoring touch. They were just missing that opportunity to crack Tritt. Great under pressure. It's the poise of Charlie Tritt, I think, that is the takeaway from this one, as the Bombers are looking very good, and tomorrow night should be a lot of fun as well.
And how about the play of Wyatt Stitton tonight? He scores in regulation, and he gets the shootout winner. What a year he's having.
Yeah, the local product got to put the boost leg there at center ice, and like I mentioned there, I think using that speed was what captured it for the Bombers. Stitton was a force out there all night and was able to get when it mattered most for Flin Flon.
Crowd jacked up for sure. The nice thing is we get to come back and see these two teams go at her again tomorrow night.
Yeah, if you're a local or if you're within driving distance, wouldn't be a bad idea to check out a great show between these two elite clubs.
So quickly, the scoring summary before we wrap things up tonight. Then Raphael, you got 3 stars ready to go there?
I do.
Okay, let's wrap up the broadcast. We'll do quickly the final scoring summary. The Bombers get the only goal of the opening period. Morozov able to jump on a big rebound for his 7th from Miskew and Fashon. 1-0 Flin Flon after one. Looked like that goal by Stitton might be enough to pull away the redirection for his 12th from Yakubchuk and Briho at 9:56. But give Weyburn credit. They came back and played well. Moldy gets his 12th, or 17th rather. Doyle and Schrader the assist. That puck just laying in front of the Flin Flon net. He runs over, grabs it, flips it home. And then, of course, Romilleri, the nice redirection in the third period to tie things up. His 3rd from Pierce and Moldy at 10:26. Wings, like I said, took it to Flin Flon in the third period. Outshot them tonight 13-5. Outshot them in the overtime 4-1. Charlie Tritt, though, some big saves in the OT and called upon again in the shootout. Wyatt Stitton, the hometown product, would get the shootout winner. The Bombers able to keep their home streak alive. Now 19 straight wins at home to begin the year, and have now picked up their 32nd win of the year, sitting with 66 points. Weyburn, of course, will get a point, moving up to 56, and we mentioned, of course, Battleford winning tonight. They keep pace as well. So all in all, a great hockey game, but again, impressed with Weyburn. I don't know if you could play it. I mean, I guess you have to get one more goal than they had, but they played fantastic. That was a great effort.
Well, that's what I was talking about. We talked about the face-offs. We talked about the forecheck, and then there's just knowing how to win, and that's what the Flin Flon Bombers have been able to do this year. Case in point, they didn't play their best game here tonight and still walk away with a W.
They certainly do. Raphael, who do you got for 3 stars tonight?
I'm going to go old-school Foster Hewitt style. 2 goaltenders at the game winner. I'm going to give Joey Roca the nod as the 3rd star, the 27-save performance. Charlie Tritt keeping the Bombers in it with that 2nd star with those late saves, and Wyatt Stitton with a goal and the shootout winner. I'll give the nod as the top star.
There you have it. Good job, Wyatt Stitton. Great game tonight. The 2 goaltenders stellar as well. And I'd give maybe Will Monroe from Weyburn an honorable mention. He played a heck of a game too.
Yeah, Monroe was great, and that great play by Braden Bruce there, that sprawl was something that I think won't show up in the box score, but definitely I think everybody in the building knows that was a deciding factor in this one.
Great game tonight. Flin Flon finds a way to finally beat Weyburn in this rink in the shootout 3-2. And like I said, we get to come back with these 2 great teams again here tomorrow night. Any closing comments, Raphael? But first and foremost, thanks a lot for jumping up. Great job. Appreciate having you with me tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Always fun to come up here. I'm going to say probably Finn Warner getting the start tomorrow for the Bombers.
I'm sure. And Weyburn's going to go with their other goaltender as well. That's already been confirmed.
Yeah, so Stephen's going to go for Weyburn. And these Flin Flon Bombers, they can blow the doors off any building in the country, be it cement or snow.
It'll be fun to watch. Flin Flon keeps the home streak going. 19 straight wins. It wasn't easy, but they're able to prevail. 3-2 the final. Wyatt Stitton, the shootout winner, the difference tonight. Good night for the Whitney Forum, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow for another fantastic hockey game.